with as much mastery over audio levels as anything else. Welcome back to Metropolitan Grid. Hold on, Pat. Okay, good to
Okay.
go. You know, you're good.
Oh,
Good.
am I?
Nailed it. Welcome back to Metropolitan Grid. My name is Andre. Hopefully you're doing well, Pat. How's it
Hey,
going, man?
everybody. I'm doing pretty well. How about you?
I'm doing good. It is
Okay.
March Thursday, the 3rd, classic Thursday.
That's how we say it.
That's how we
Yeah.
do it around here. It is the first
Mhm.
of the month, so we have Pat here, which is always a treat. Um,
It
how's your week?
usually is,
How's
yes.
how's your week, man?
It's been pretty good. Like we were saying before, I have been playing Metroid Dread all week,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been enjoying it quite a bit.
You gotta run away from that thing that kills you. That's it's some sort of alien, but it's stronger than the other ones.
Yes, it's an invincible robot.
Hmm. It's weird how they
Yeah.
didn't make all of them like that.
That's the thing. Like, why not make the whole plane out of the stuff the black box is made of, right? What's going on
What's
here?
with
Engineers.
that? I
Engineers.
actually know why. It would be too
Why?
heavy.
Go ahead. That makes a lot of sense. That yeah, planes need to go in the air, and that's
Yeah.
pretty
Do
heavy.
you know how light a
Okay.
plane is?
Okay, is this like a okay, I don't know. How light is
Time
it?
flies. Hey, Ixaron, how's it how's it going? It's like they're spacing
Hey,
out this
everybody.
the scoops just for us. Yeah, we have a
Yep,
scoop. We do have one scoop. We're like 6 of 7, right?
yep. We're
We're
waiting
missing
for Anarch.
Anarch. Yeah, so we have a scoop to talk about for sure. Macaroni greeting
Mhm.
all. Yo, how's it going? Wave Dread. Yeah, I've actually never really played all of a Zelda game. I played in like as a teenager. I kind of saw my friend play that GameCube one in 3D, which
You're
seemed
talking about Metroid Prime?
I think so. It seemed very empty. Just like it was a bunch of hallways connected to each other. It didn't seem like much was going on.
Mhm.
Burden asked Pat, "Why aren't you playing Elden Ring?" Which I think was the lie that was
I
fun.
I never told anyone I would play Elden Ring, and then if you say I did, then that's a lie. It's a dirty lie.
Oh, okay. Um, Solid game. I wish that the level of polish that Zero Mission had. I'm also like
I never played the mobile games. Sorry, the handheld games.
a Game
Although
Boy.
I didn't realize it had the level of Polish that like Zero Mission had. I guess that like translation was especially good in that game. I don't know.
I'm exhaling, upset, but I don't know if the mic
Yeah.
might not catch it. Hopefully everyone's doing well. We got a week of Netrunner to go over. We have some scoops. We have some news. Actually, we should lead with some news.
Mhm.
Which is this Sunday we're gonna be doing a stream. We'll be talking about a bit more on the news section, but it's important to know. And this we said before, World Breakers hit Kickstarter like 2 days ago on March 1st. This is a game that I'm gonna just shrink our cameras real quick, but this is a
It
game.
hit the goal within, like, 8 hours, I think, so good for
Yeah,
them.
yeah, it was all within the same day, which is amazing. So they just about doubled what they're looking for at this point. It's gonna be open till the end of the month. We played World Breakers on stream. This is a game that
Mhm.
Ellie, an old Netrunner player, competitive Netrunner player, Canadian national champion back in I think 2014, give or take. They've been putting together, and it's quite fun. You can play it yourself. It's on Tabletopia or on Tabletop Simulator if you want to try it out. Back in the day, Pat, we played like a month ago, and since then I know a lot has changed, or maybe not a lot, but enough has changed. But more importantly than that, we're gonna play Draft, which from what I heard from
Yeah.
Ellie is like the preeminent way to play this game outside of like constructed play. Still haven't won a game yet, but that's gonna be this Sunday at 11 a.m. That's what we agreed on, right?
Yes, 11 AM Eastern
Which
Time,
is -5.
Sunday, GMT -5.
Yeah, so if you want to get in,
Uh,
it's here on the Kickstarter. Again, we'll be talking about this more. There's a trailer that came out too, so we'll get back to this news. But do check this out. If you go to worldbreakersgame.com, you'll figure out how to get there.
yeah, and we'll be playing for at least 15 minutes,
At
so, like,
least.
do try to join us, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've actually drafting is something I'm kind of new to. I've been having some success drafting in some other games, but draft is really fun. I like any game that supports it because it makes it, you know, your meta is shaken up constantly. Or maybe not your
Yep,
meta, but like you
exactly.
just can't rely on old stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Andre,
I mean, I like the idea of very, very small metas without that can't be easily solved. Like, oh,
mhm.
I know what's in my opponent's deck, and I play around it, or I know what's likely to be there.
Yeah.
It's very fun.
It's Winston drafting, which again, we'll talk about this a bit later, but it's a
Mhm.
drafting that I've never tried in which it has 3 piles of cards and you add a card to pile 1 and then you can basically take all the cards in pile 1, it starts with 1 card, or add a card, don't look at it, and then check out pile 2 and so on and so forth. So the idea is that if you don't want to take
Mhm.
cards, you get a lot of information on what other players have drafted. So I'll have a good idea what's in your deck in theory, which
Yeah.
is quite cool.
What would you think of? I think Magic the Gathering did a little bit of this in their draft cards, but like, what if there's a Netrunner drafting set that came out where some Netrunner cards you drafted were weaker in a game but gave you draft related abilities? Like a card that says when you draft this card, you can draw 2 cards from the deck of undrafted cards.
Yeah, it's weird. I'd imagine stuff like that a lot of times it would like I think it's pretty good. Like I think it's pretty possible to print a card that is bad within the deck, but it's good within
Mhm,
drafting if you're gonna add like, additional drafting rules. But I feel like it would just be a card that doesn't ever end up in your deck. Because you generally draft
that's fair.
more cards than your deck, so it'd be just like taking a draft shot and
Mhm.
not playing it. Yeah. External says that Winston is lit. Richard Garfield made it. Favorite way to draft two-player Netrunner. Ooh, I've never tried that. But I've heard there's like a lot of different drafting methods, like Winston draft. There's another draft, Cambridge or something, where everybody sees everybody's packs, which seems immensely overwhelming.
Mhm.
Yeah. Let me just catch up. Andre, don't you dare
Yeah.
insult Metroid Prime. I know people love it, and I'm pretty sure there was a second one, and people want more of those.
There were 3. That's how
We're waiting on
that's
four,
how
right?
into it you are. We're
Yeah.
waiting on 4. 4
Yeah.
is coming
Okay.
out soon. Well, I mean, we might get information about a release date for 4 soon. 4 sorry, Metroid Prime actually is one of those games that made me think about game criticism, like, long before I ever, like, was reading Rock, Paper, Shotgun and stuff
It
like that,
was
but
that bad.
it's interesting the quality of that game. Like, it's a game that I love. I love Metroid Prime, but it's a game that loads the first hour with such richness,
Oh,
such, like,
no.
detail
But that
that it
happens.
and it can't keep up with the rest of it. Yeah, and I noticed that with other games where every time I see, like, yeah, you put all your best or you put all the detail in the first hour, and then you don't care as much with the later stuff. But I'm the kind of person who loves I love Metroid Prime scanning things and learning information, and so to leave the space pirate ship, and then every other area has less and less stuff to scan,
Yeah.
was disappointing.
I don't know. That's what I've always heard from game design. Like the one part that you have to put the most effort, which a lot of people don't, and have it as an oversight, or like the last thing you do is the tutorial. Like the important tutorial is the most important thing to your game because people bounce off that, they're done. But a
Yeah,
lot of
I
times
mean,
that's just time
yeah.
crunch, right? Like you just realize you don't have enough time to commit the same amount of polish you did to the first stuff you started on, and then you have to end the game. Like it's
Certainly, and even if you had infinite resources, infinite time, you might still focus on the first bit more than the rest. It might still
yeah.
have like a taper, but that's like true of a lot of media. Like books, you need to hook someone
Yo,
in the first
I
sentence,
work in
and then
an online video. I totally yeah,
yeah, yeah,
it's
uh-huh.
you front load that. The fact that trailers now have trailers attached to them to me is like, I don't know. I guess it works, but my attention span it can't be good.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Macaroni says I have a bud coming over for Netrunner this weekend. I have 15 decks built for us. Whoa!
Oh
Firstly,
my,
that's a lot
oh
of
my goodness.
sleeves potentially. But secondly, what
Hmm.
did you build? Is it like one core set supporting 15 decks? That's wild. Hey, Floopy, how's it going? Hey. Arsem says the conspiracies were sick. One let you have a smaller deck size, others buffed your first creature. Some were very high picks and cube. Those are cards that you
Hmm.
draft that actually affect the draft
That would be
itself.
interesting. Like, so they almost act like permanents outside of the game that affect the game. Like, oh, you drafted this, therefore
Oh.
the first creature you play comes with a token on or something. That's really cool.
Apparently, yeah, Ochen saying Magic had two draft focused sets with draft related abilities. I didn't know that. That's wow. That's kind of cool.
Hmm.
Yeah. Tutorials, who does those? I'm up to about 17 draft variants in my doc listing. Some real weirdos out there, and that's just stuff that works on the majority of games. Designers know the vast majority of people never see endgame content. That's also like an
Yeah.
unfortunate reality. You can see sometimes this like the Steam stats of things, and some of these get a bit like polluted.
Mhm.
I spent some time doing some level creation for a game I really, really liked, Monaco. I don't know if you remember
Mm.
Monaco.
I know, I love Monaco.
Yeah, so
Wait, I don't know, maybe you're talking to them. I don't know if you're talking to me.
no, no,
But
that's
yeah, I remember
yeah.
us talking about that, like, way back in the day at your old apartment, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So Monaco, you could see like you can go on Steam, you can see the
Mm,
stats of how many achievements globally are achieved by people. And the thing with Monaco, I think the numbers are get a bit polluted because Monaco was heavily included in a bunch of different humble bundles over time. So there's a
yeah.
lot of people that owned the game and maybe turned on the game but didn't purchase the game, like weren't going
Mhm.
out of their way to specifically pick it up. But like you saw the stats and it was like a fraction of percent got to end game. And Monaco, if I'm not mistaken, actually like a year in, redid the levels. They had a huge update where they're like, we realized people are not finishing the game for
I
X
remember that, yeah.
reasons. So they redid the tutorial. They redid the first couple levels and tried to force people in, which I thought was
Mhm.
really, really cool.
Yeah, I actually often like to look at, like, what percentage of players has this achievement that you only get at the very end
Yeah,
of like a story-driven game. Like I was really impressed when I got to the end of playing Gardens of the Galaxy. It actually has a very high percentage of people who finished the game, and I played it months after it came out.
that's cool.
So that was like good for them. That was pretty great.
It's even stuff like I've been playing a bit of Vampire Survivors, and it's like 30% of people have this like pretty niche achievement about like, unlocking this character and beating a hard difficulty with it. Like, oh, that's sick. That's huge.
We didn't talk about Vampire Survivors, did we?
No, but hold on, because people are mentioning Monaco, and I'm
Okay,
he's
oh, yeah,
hot
sorry.
sauce on
We'll talk about
Monaco.
Monaco.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Wink thing says shit. I love Monaco. Yeah, Monaco. What's yours is mine. I think it's the title. Heist games are fun. Thanos, how's it going? Got to do 4P
Mhm.
local for Monaco. I never think I got to that. PMK. Monaco's a really fun game. Yo, Giles, how's it going? Yeah, they did like a level creation contest, and the levels that would win would get like featured within an official tournament. And I actually made a level that they liked. Or sorry, I posted a level that on
Mhm.
the Steam workshop that they liked so much that they reached out and they're like, "Hey, we have a competition coming up. Can you make a bespoke level for the competition that
Hmm.
we're going to basically being, putting up a public leaderboard?" So I worked with them to build a level as a community member. It was a really fun
That's
experience.
that's really cool. I remember, man, I think I must have been a fan of the creator from something else because I remember what like following the creation of Monaco every time like a new trailer or something was released. I remember even like leaving a comment on a video when I noticed that you can make a character enter a stall and pee at a urinal. I
Yeah,
think
yeah, that sounds about
as a
right.
way to shake off some heat.
Yeah, yeah, lay low.
Mm.
Seabass, how's it going? Nuke says playing Vamp Survivors while at Lurk, it's sweet. Yeah, Vamp Survivors is like, I don't know. I got mixed opinions on this game. I've sunk in many hours on it. Actually, my
I
Steam
was about to say I've
No,
seen
no,
how
no,
many
no.
hours
Okay,
you put
hold on,
into
hold
it.
on. My Steam count is like really inflated because I left the game on, I think, for like
Oh,
a
thank
day.
God.
It's not because
Thank
I have
God
like
because
40 hours of Vampire Survivors, which can't be
I
correct.
I saw your numbers after I played it for, like, 45 minutes. I'm like, "What am I missing that Andre
No,
sees
no.
in this game?" And then he's, like, this deep into it.
It's like
Jeez.
it's a satisfying game, I suppose. I wish
Mhm,
there was more game to it. Like you can win without moving with the right builds. Like you can just stand still. The problem about Vampire Survivors that bothers me is that a successful run is 30 minutes flat. It actually takes more than 30 minutes because it pauses the clock while you like choose your upgrades. If you don't know what Vampire Survivors is, it's kind of like a very, very soft roguelike bullet hell game, but with
mhm.
melee combat. There's no actually bullets to dodge. It's a top-down thing. It's like retro arcade aesthetic.
And there's almost no input. It's basically an idle
Just
game.
yeah, no,
It's almost an idle
it's just a movement. That's it. Movement. You don't fire.
game.
It's just movement, right?
Mhm,
And so I think how I originally described it, it's a game that makes me very aware of my mortality. And I don't mean like in the
mhm.
game, but like
Exactly.
when I'm
No,
sitting
no,
there, I'm be like,
for
am I
sure.
gonna really commit another half hour to this where all I do is
Mhm.
move the arrow keys and make like 100 decisions on what not even like 60 decisions on where I level up? And the answer
According to
apparently has been
Steam,
yes a lot.
yeah, really.
Yeah. How did you guys find out about Vampire Survivors? I only know it from Northern Lion. Northern Lion, but also it gets recommended because I play the same sort of stuff that Northern Lion does. Steam does a really good job of curation.
True.
Yeah. Hit me
I
with a
think I must have
dopamine. Exactly, that's exactly it. But like at this
Yeah.
point, I played so much Vampire Survivors, like it's not very difficult. I know they added curse recently, but like it's kind of I use it to listen to podcasts or I use it
Mhm.
to like I don't know. I've heard more and more people developing games that are like, this is a game you can do while doing something else. And Vampire Survivors is like 80% there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Baza, how's it going? Happy
All
Thursday.
all it needs is to automate the moving, and then you're there,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah.
Extern
I don't
say
know, it's yeah,
sorry?
it's one of those games where I cannot figure out what people like so much about it,
It's
and I
satisfying.
feel like I'm almost there, but yeah,
There's
I
also
don't know.
like a bit of the game doesn't do a good job explaining what it's about, right? Like every weapon has a secret of evolution, and it's not even the thing the game tells you about evolutions. So the game
Mm,
has a lot of this like discovery. There's an update. So people are figuring out like how do you get to the new level? What's in the new level? What are the new weapons? How do you evolve the new weapons? And all that stuff is obviously like very quickly circumvented if you have google.com.
mm.
So it's a bit of a it's kind of all over the place. I wish I like I almost deleted it, and I probably think if I deleted it, I would have been a better man now.
Yeah, you would have been 40 hours
Yeah.
younger
Like I
if
don't think
you
I'm
had
getting anything with it.
yeah.
I'm trying not to take onion just to keep the game going longer. Wait, what's onion? Garlic? I don't actually know what that means.
Hmm.
Yo, Sangren, can we talk about Trash or Busto up here? Because I don't know if y'all seen this. Yeah, garlic.
It's
Garlic,
basically the same.
alternate
It's the
onion.
same plant. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, excellent podcast games. Go right. Okay, what is it? I don't know, Pat, if you've seen this, but this is really cool. This is something Sengrins put together, and he was just streaming earlier tonight. I got a chance to. You posted on Reddit? Okay, sick. Okay, okay, good. Okay, so check this out. Pat, do you know what Trash or Busto is?
Trash robusto.
Trash or Busto?
No, but I think I did play around with what you're about to click on.
Okay, cool. So Trash or Busto is something that classically happens in card games where a new set comes out, and you basically, I know I do this with a group of flesh and blood people,
Mm.
talking about, we do a set and we sit down, we spend like 6 hours Trash or Bustoing, and so we show a card and we all talk about what we think about it with immediate opinions, and you're generally meant to rate it as Trash or Busto. There's like no middle ground. Admittedly, there is conversation. Hotornot.com for Netrunner. Yeah, that's basically it. But Sengren
The
has
original Facebook, but for
yeah,
Netrunner.
yeah.
Mhm.
Sengren's put this together, and oh, I didn't know tie was a button. But basically, it shows you two cards. They're generally comparable. They're usually both of the same faction, not always. And you basically get to click on which one you think is stronger. It's always which card is stronger. And once you do this
Mhm.
enough times, and you can see the rankings, which shows you their ELO, basically how often they're winning in every matchup and how many times they've been voted for. And over time, we are going to hit a singularity where we know what the best Netrunner cards are.
Yep. You could probably use this information to make like a point buy system for constructing decks.
To some
If
extent,
you want to
yeah.
get
It's
really granular about it.
it's worth knowing that this does not care about rotation. This is all Netrunner cards,
Mhm.
Nisei to like to 2012 FFG. So you want to play a
Mhm.
couple rounds. I think the part of this game that I think is the most interesting, which again, Sengren, huge shout outs to this, is amazing. And I've no doubt he's going to be tinkering with this for a bit. But I find there's a lot of situations in which is like unplayably bad card and good card. My favorite choices are two medium to bad cards where you have to make a decision, or two very good cards, right? Because a lot of times it's just
Mhm.
like, amazing. Like wraparounds of reality 3D, like have come on, right?
It wrap around immediately. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and Trash Robusto, I will be saving that in my future RPG character name file.
Yeah. I thought of this
Okay.
as kittenwar.com. Is that where you compare kittens? Because that does sound kind of wholesome, unfortunately.
This actually takes me back to something I used to do when I was in late high school, early stage-up, called Darwinian poetry, where someone had like generated random poetry by just like it's kind of like a very early. I trained a neural net to do such and such,
Oh, cool.
but basically, like they'd have two bad poems generated by a computer, and people picked which one they liked best, and then it had successive generations where the most successful poems had babies
Oh,
that
cool.
incorporated some of the traits of each poem, and it was fantastic, and I haven't been able to find it, but
Singer says, Pat, my secret goal is to make an auto auctioneer for Neverwinter auctions using
I
this.
see. There we
That's
go.
super
That makes
cool.
sense.
I'm going Rototurret every day here.
Yeah, road trip for sure.
Deep data mining.
Yeah,
Honestly, like, okay, deep data mining. Okay, so this is the issue. Is like it just says which card is abstractly stronger. Deep data mining obviously is an immensely strong card, but there's been a lot of combo decks which rely on bookmark to be successful.
yeah, but there's only is there only 2 buttons is the thing, and we're gonna have to keep one of them.
Oh,
So
like this. I love this. This is so
there we
good.
go. Boy, I made a lot of decks with Cybernetic Division.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah. These are bad.
they're both they're both less than good. I would pick Cybernetics Division
The
over
thing is,
Gemini.
like, I've played Cybernext Division.
Mhm.
I've never played Gemini. Maybe I actually have in like, trace based decks. The cool thing about Gemini, if you don't know, there's this whole set of these tracer ice back in the lunar cycle. They all said like trace 2, if successful, do something. If your trace strength is 5 or greater, do 1 net damage. That do 1 net damage is not associated to the clause of the trace being successful. So which
Right.
meant if this
I
subroutine
remember
fired.
conversations about this, yeah.
Yeah. But
People were confused about how this worked. It was great.
yeah, I think it's division here.
Yep.
3-5 though is pretty good. Unfortunately, like the runner generally pays 2 credits.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think ooh, actually, I think successful demonstration.
I think Grim.
Mm,
You have to respect Grim. So Grim showed up in like Wayland deck ice trashing decks. And
yep,
like you had to
absolutely.
respect Grim. You don't have to respect Successful Demo. I mean, admittedly, Successful Demo is 5 credits, right?
Mhm.
They should remake those, but traces and subs just happens on encounter. It'd be wild.
Well,
I don't know if they'd be good if that happened. Like you have to pay 3 credits to do 1 net damage. It's interesting
you're
though.
telling me a card where when you res it, you pay a cost to do net damage? They would never print such a thing. Don't even don't even suggest it. Get out of here,
Yeah.
actually. Get out. Sorry, yeah, let's hit tie.
I think Grim's slightly up there, but let's confuse the stats. What's this website? Ixaron. It is trash-or-busto.herokuapp.com. You can find a link on
Hmm.
our Reddit r/Netrunner, or you can
And these
poke
are
Synchron.
and these are mostly being compared within faction.
I don't know the
I
exact rules, but yeah, I
It's
think
not
there's.
exactly. It's like I've seen some that are not,
I
but
think
maybe it's like
there's a huge bias to remain within faction.
yeah.
Yeah.
This one's interesting. I'd say HQ interface. That
Yeah.
seems like it's yeah.
Daijin, how's it going? This is amazing. It is really good. And we can show with the top rankings. And the top rankings right now, it doesn't have a big enough sample size. So I would like very strongly disagree with some of them, but it's cool to see. Yeah. HQ interface, I think. Nobody plays Red Team. HQ interface was an important card for a long time.
Mhm.
Best new game since Elden Ring. Yo, this is cool.
Okay.
I'm hitting the tie button because these are both like linchpins and very, very niche decks. Very
Yeah.
niche, silly decks. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Sure.
Cool.
Yeah. No. I wouldn't be able to decide between them.
No, no.
Uh. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Notoriety.
No, I've
Notoriety.
never seen anyone play this. Notoriety wins games.
Yeah. I was actually the reason I was hesitant
Oh.
was because I thought Sedyugata was something. Oh yeah. Oh okay.
So this is the thing.
Adept.
I was also talking about Segrin a bit about this on stream, but like there is a big chance, and you have to look at the when it says top 5 by faction, or sorry, when you look at the basically the results, whether or not there is like a boomer Netrunner bias to this. Because I have no doubt there's a lot of people that are interacting with this that haven't played Netrunner maybe since 2012. They're like new Netrunner
Mm.
players, which is super exciting. Like there's no elitism here. Like we love that people are playing Netrunner on a new slate. But like there's old cards that like maybe older Netrunner players have played with a lot, respect more, that either don't line up right now or don't seem relevant.
Hmm.
I'm doing study guide here.
Sure.
Okay. Played some of this on the Sengren stream yesterday. Super fun. It really is cool. Let's just do like maybe 10 more. It's never crypt. It's never ever
Yeah.
crypt. It can't be crypt.
Yeah.
There's no way it's
That's
crypt.
fine. Hmm.
Oh God, that's bad.
Forgot about Fox,
Yeah, everyone forgets about
but it's
Fox.
going to be Fox.
I don't think so, man.
And if we make successful run in archives instead of accessing cards, and we choose
Record
150.
Reconstructor is a bad card, but it's unique
Yeah.
and it does something interesting. Like
Okay.
this is just a bad killer.
But the questions are trash or busto, which is so I feel like what you're saying.
It's definitely not Fox. Fox is just a bad sentry breaker. I'm hitting Record Reconstructor. No one can stop me.
I want to stop you. I'm trying to stop you.
Ooh.
Ugh.
That sucks that I can't vote for my boy Street Hawk here.
Sorry, Exile.
In theory, Record Reconstructor lets you put Archives Poison away at least. Actually, the use case that most people played Record Reconstructor, if they did, is that they would play a decoder like Yogg 1.0 that breaks low strength code gates for free, and they just put code gates back on top of the deck. It's not great, but it's fun.
Yeah, and you can just run out the clock, or maybe use show off to go at the bottom of our.
Yeah, I don't know. You just stall and hit Magnum or something.
This feels like a tie to me, by the way.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
know.
so. This feels pretty good.
That's the best Exile's gonna do.
Omega is better than Fox.
Omega, yeah, Omega.
Sadly, 7 better than Fox. Gene Splicer.
Gene Splicer.
Yeah, local hero Gene Splicer. Punitive every day.
Punitive for sure.
This is one of the few fights Buffer Drive can win.
No, I like Buffer Drive. Yeah, let's do it.
Yikes! This is perfect. I love this. This is so good. I don't know if whoever made this in chat, but it's open source, possibility to contribute. Artem, the person who made it is in chat. It's Sengren SC. Again, follow them on YouTube and Twitch.tv on that address as well. If after this you're looking for a great startup deck, check Oddball Deck. Daojin, I'll check it out after. We gotta do the deck list a week after this though. Okay.
All right, let's do 2 more after this.
Yeah. Oh, Sengren just responded to you. Okay, Hailstorm is bad. It's a bad firewall. Quarantine System I have played in decks.
It feels better.
I'm gonna hit this button. Shut down by a mile.
Yes.
And our final one?
Probably Roughneck.
Probably Roughneck.
Probably Roughneck, yeah.
Okay.
There
Nihongai
we
Grid
go.
has never won one of these. So if you check all ranks, from my understanding, this is ELO. So the first number is basically how good it is as a card and how many matchups it's winning. So you see all the stuff at the top is like busted. Like Paperclip apparently is the highest ranked card. 27, I think, is how many votes it's got. So like there's not a huge sample size here, right? Like we're averaging about 30 hits per card. And there's some cards that have like really low votes. Like I think I saw 16 for a second. Maybe I
Mhm.
didn't. So, stuff at the top, Paperclip, Breaking News, Asterisk. A lot of these are old cards. Well, not a lot, actually. Aaron Moran, crazy. I think Aaron Moran, it's hard to find a card that's better than that. Hedge Fund? It's weird. I would actually say Hedge Fund is more
Yeah,
powerful than most of these cards.
I would say there's a lot of cards more powerful than Hedge
Desperado,
Fund.
Future Perfect, High Profile Target, I think are more powerful than Hedge Fund. But I just think
Yep.
Hedge Fund probably wins so many matchups that has good ELO, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. Mm, but
Yeah.
how can it win more matchups than Friends in High Places?
Nah, that's interesting. Yeah, Friends in High Places is losing to things, which is wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hedge Fund seems very overrated. Yeah, totally. Yo,
Mhm.
Xiaoyi, how's it going? Are these real spoilers? These are all real Netrunner cards, but these are not like new Netrunner cards. These are Netrunner cards that have existed since the dawn of Android Netrunner. Site, please. Yeah, it's here. I'll just type the site into the chat. If you got some flashing lights and sounds, this could be Vampire Survivor.
This
Wow.
does involve a lot more input than Vampire Survivor,
Yeah, it's
so
surprisingly. We're thinking a
that's
bit
something.
more.
Mhm.
Yo, Sanjay, hedge fund lets you pay for heads in high places, but friends can't let you install hedge fund.
Unless you Friends in High Places a clone suffrage movement,
Yeah.
so, think before you talk next time. How about that?
We're gonna shake our heads. This is the smallest
Yeah.
we've been in a while, which hurts our ego. But this is the top 5 cards currently. So there's like some really funny use cases where it's like Apex, like name 5
Mhm.
Apex cards is basically what it comes down to. Apocalypse at the top, followed by Hunting Ground, Reaver, Consume, Wasteland. No surprise there. Neutral Runner. I don't think there's any surprises. The question is like naming something that you either disagree with or something you think should be here that isn't. So Blue Moose, I think, could easily be the strongest neutral card. Sure Gamble, I think, should be below Employee Strike. Daily Cast, okay. Earthrise Hotel, okay. I'm not sure what's better in neutral, but I think Blue Moose, E Strike are by far the best.
Yeah.
Apparently Adam counts as an Adam card.
Yeah. So by
Apex
that
is not
measure,
even a good Apex card.
exactly. Apex doesn't make it. Sunny and Adam do rank for their own sets,
Oh,
but
that's so good. And that's like so
Apex doesn't.
telling. Oh man, this is a cool way to get like an understanding of what people think about your card pool.
Yeah.
NBN Breaking News Asterisk, those are actually the second and third highest cards in the whole system. Jackson Howard is doing way better out here than what's his face? The Spin Doctor, which I think is wrong. I think Spin Doctor might just be a better card.
You
Um
keep saying that, and I keep disagreeing.
UPM is 5th?
Yeah, there's got
What?
like C-Source,
Oh, Mad
no,
Dash.
you have, like,
Yeah, Mad
mid-season replacements.
Sangre, you're totally right. Like, this is the issues if I don't know all the cards. Mad Dash, Rebirth, Turning Wheel are all better neutral cards than Earthrise Hotel by a mile.
Hmm.
Jay, how is
Uh,
better than Spin? Let's fight. Nah, Spin is so much better. QPM, that's so
and
wild.
we've
Like,
got
there's so much good bet and NPN stuff. Like, okay, I don't know, IP block, toll booth is
mhm,
still relevant.
yep.
Uh, I would say pop-up window is better than QPM, and nobody plays pop-up window. How is QPM here? This is so wild. Like Data Raven, controlling the message isn't in the top 5.
Yeah. Huh.
What? Sorry, Pat.
No, sorry, I'm just reading off the screen and,
This is huge boomer netrunner here. Deja Vu being third
mhm.
place.
Yeah, really.
Like, there's no
Pull
way.
2 viruses back to your hand.
There's no way. Paperclip, okay. Parasite, that is also, I don't know. Medium is probably better than some of this. Street Peddler being that high. I love that, but that's not right.
Yeah, so Cipher isn't in this pool or what?
No, it is. Everything's in this pool. Cipher is not up here. Technically Vanitas, but I'm not surprised.
Hmm,
I think there's something weird with my algorithm that causes IDs to get selected a bit less. Oh, okay.
hmm.
Huh. Imagine actually
Uh,
having to click with each spin doctor. Tell me about it.
no,
Shaper,
the
Levy.
Shaper I like,
Okay,
Levy, I
yeah.
wouldn't have put it at the top, but, of course, it's a good solid card that was a part of, like, some of the best decks ever, so.
So things that aren't showing up in Shaper, Magnum Opus, Simon Chip
Mhm.
Clone Chip, self-modifying code. What are other Shaper
Yeah,
cards?
like, I would rather have
Angola
self-modifying
Lamb.
code than most of these, for sure.
Yeah.
Hmm,
This is like old school. This is again, I think Boomer Netrunner.
yep.
Jinteki's wild. Future Perfect coming on top of Obokata. Like again, sample size very small so far. But Obokata is way better than Future Perfect. I think Caprice Nisei is not here, which is wild, but Anoetic is. But again, I think more people might be familiar with this card.
So interesting, Engram Flush and Anuetic are Nisei cards.
Mhm.
I do we see any other Nisei cards
Nope.
above this?
No,
Yeah,
I don't think
so
so.
hmm,
Angram Flesh and Anoetic. Yeah, I think of the only Nisei cards up here. Oh
well
yeah,
well well
Keeled and
yeah.
Maiden, not Stargate. I thought it was Stargate for a second.
Hmm.
which is wild. I think that is like just, Boomer Netrunner. Oh, technically Daily Cast is a new say card, I suppose. Yeah, Wayland's
I
weird
think
too. There's like no Scorched up here. Mouseless makes it to 5th. Dedication Ceremony is technically a really good card, but yeah, it's wild.
hmm,
I think Aaron Moran might be the best criminal card, but there's no Count Siphon up here, which is wild.
mhm.
Lady? Oh yeah, Lady is quite good.
Oh, true. Yeah, Lady was a solid card.
Yeah, no Caprice or Nisei in Mark II. Yeah, it's kind of wild. Card pool is huge and people voting comparatively small. Conspicuous missing cards are probably just not coming up as often. Yeah, it's exactly it. There's just not enough voting. And then Sunny has Sunny, HBS Friends in High Places, Architect, UV Clearance, MCS Dirty Ball, Eli. I think you could see like Cerebral Imaging up
Oh,
here.
yeah, I was about to say.
Fairchild 3,
Mhm.
Biotic Labor, not actually. Sports. I don't know. No Stim Hack? Connor, that's a good point. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course, and that's a kinda glaring omission. Interesting.
So before we push off to the deck list of the week, bottom 5 by faction, Pat. You want to posture some
Bottom
guesses?
5?
Yeah.
Ooh, bottom 5 by faction. So, like, these are cards that we forget. Like, these are cards that, like,
Are
enter my brain and then,
so
like,
bad.
slip out. So, like, I cannot like, I saw Record Reconstructor for the first time in 10 years tonight
Yeah.
when it appeared in this. So, boy, oh boy, I don't know.
So
Uh,
like let's
mm,
try and keep it simple.
I
Like
think
what's the
okay,
worst neutral runner card? I think it's probably unfortunately like I imagine we're gonna see what's that one? The whistleblower?
whistleblowers, yeah, what's the word?
Kraken?
Direct access, Kraken.
Direct access, yeah.
For Apex,
Oh man, Riseki,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
Riseki's
guess
good. Oh,
What
don't worry
Apex
about it.
AID.
Yeah. You're probably true. I think there's only like 10 Apex cards, but let's keep it to non-mini factions just because I think it's
Sure,
more
sure, sure,
interesting.
sure.
Windfall,
Okay.
I think Windfall is potentially there, but I don't think Windfall's the top bottom 5.
Jackpot is another one that
Jackpot's
was
better than bottom 5.
okay. Oh,
I want
I
to
was
see
about to say infiltration, but that has its uses,
I
I
want to see
guess.
defense construct. Yeah, people love infiltration.
Hmm.
Uninstall, that one has uses too. I guess rejig is that. Mass install maybe?
Or what about was it's like Q compliance chip, the one that trashes programs when it's trashed?
Yeah. Yeah, the MU.
That one's
Oh.
pretty bad.
You're saying
Yeah.
these cards are so much better than the actual ones there. Okay, here we go. All right. Inside Man? That's the worst card? Why do people hate Inside Man? This is the second time it's come up on this channel. People are dunking on
Oh,
Inside Man. I'm
really?
like, Inside Man's okay. Starlight Crusade
Okay.
funding. Okay. Angel Rita,
I was
yes.
thinking that, but yeah, Angel Arena I don't remember at all. Don't Taganis.
Jackpot? People play
Yeah.
Jackpot in like
Mhm.
formats. Donut the Gains, yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, Inside Man's okay. It's 2 recurring credits. Like I know it's for hardware, but like 2 recurring credits on a card is nutty.
Mhm.
Supposed to say Harold, Eavesdrop, Sandman. Oh, nobody has ever played Ramagen Reliant 550 be a Mina deck. And it's so
Ah,
insulting because it's a card that says that you can put 6 of them, and everyone's like, I don't even want one.
yeah,
I don't
exactly.
want
And then
one.
I was it the first consumer grade card
Yeah,
we
yeah, I think
saw
it
as well?
was.
Like, that's
Yeah.
so just such a disappointing and opener for that idea. Black Cat, I remember.
What's showing? Oh, showing off at the bottom. Yeah, okay.
You pull from the bottom, yeah.
Yes, Plague is 5th worst. Okay, trade in. I would imagine we also were going to have that one with Observatory, but it's not here. Exploratory Romp.
Titan,
Okay.
sure.
I don't. This is the like move 2 unread cards for 4 credits reshape. I think so.
Hmm.
Jinteki Shiro. Yeah, okay. Restoring Face.
I've definitely put Shiro in a couple of decks.
Diogene always recommends Hangeki, man. I'm sorry if you just got wounded by this. 10 line marker. Okay. Long term investment. That is an creatively bad card. And Pryrack is 5th bottom, dude. Well, that's not right. How's this list ordered? Is 1 worst or is 5th worst? I'm imagining 1st is worst.
Mhm. First worst, that's what I was assuming.
Yeah.
Transparency Initiative was a neat idea, but it just couldn't compete.
Yeah.
Like, I remember witness tampering too.
Yo, Awakening
Like
Center
they
is not the worst card. People just don't know how it works. Sorry, witness tampering, Pat?
oh no, I was sorry. I was just trying to remembering like all of the spin cycles. Very poor use of bad pub.
Yeah.
It was one of the themes of that cycle and just did not make sense.
Gene, I agree with you. Global Stack Security Clearance is like, it's a card nobody plays in Sunny, but it's by far not the worst card in Sunny. It's just like Sunny has 10 cards. So
I actually put it in my because it works so well with Mad Dash. It was in my world's deck list,
yeah, it's fine. Like it's
and
okay.
I was the Montreal world champion. So
Yeah.
hmm
Man, Awakening Center, that's surprising. That's not the worst
hmm
card. I think these are cards that just people don't want to touch because they came out like around core set. This is wild. I'm really interested to see again how this pans out over time. The worst card ever is Transparency Initiative. That is literally the worst card. And there's some really bad Wayland operations from that era.
hmm
What's the card that it's 2 credits, expose a card, make a run? What's the name of this thing?
not Recon.
Improved Tracers be here? People like Improved Tracers. People actually play decks around that. Is it Recon?
Uh,
No, Recon is another one. It's like,
Recon is you can jack out when you
yeah,
encounter the first piece of ice. Uh, yeah, I can picture what card you're thinking of.
Spot
It
the
was from the
Prey,
Doom cycle.
Sanjay. Yeah, that's it.
Spot the prey.
We're
Wow.
looking at right above Nihon Guy Grid and underneath Motivation, which is pretty good. That's where it belongs. I should put links to NRDB on this page. Yeah, I think a lot of people would appreciate that.
I don't remember Henry Phillips.
Henry
Henry.
Phillips is whenever you res gain 2 credits, or whenever a subroutine triggers gain 2 credits. It's like an NBN Sysop.
Hmm.
There's like combo decks around Henry Phillips. Yeah, when a runner breaks a subroutine during a run, if they're tagged, gain 2 credits. Okay, so I've actually seen this in like competitive decks, with Acme, right?
Hmm.
Because they have to get through the data ward. Yeah,
Yeah, that makes
Henry
sense.
Phillips is Acme Con. What are we playing after deck of the week? 3 crafting booster cards and maybe jamming a couple games of proxies could be fun. I don't know how easy it is to do proxies. I think we might just try some more stealth stuff. But we'll see. Actually, we should do the deck of the week. It's already like 9:30.
Oh my goodness.
Yo,
Let's do it.
Sangren, this is really cool. How's it going? Stoppable? Spot the Praise even worse than Andre remembers it, honestly. There's a bunch of like really, really bad cards for the whole cycle. Well, we have a scoop. We have a scoop that we'll do after the deck of the week for sure. Yeah, expose 1 non-ice card, then make a run, not run typed. Art is pretty fun though. So yeah, I just
Yeah.
reverse engineered Tracer and then built it back up with some new line of code. Yeah, it's a typo on it too, so it's great. Fantastic.
Oh right, this is from the Mars cycle.
Yeah, Mars Cycle was a bit of a
That's when I did not play maybe any Netrunner for like 8 months straight.
yeah, wasn't
It was
great.
a very sad state.
All right, we got a startup deck for you. On the mod posted this. Firstly, also Sengren, huge shout out to that website. That's really cool. I'm gonna jam a bit of time in that too, just to boost those numbers and get the world looking more like I think the world should look. Um,
Power of democracy.
yeah. Science deck of the week on the mod rules. So this is a really cool deck list because this reminds me of like the old school looking for job type anarch decks, right?
Mm.
So what we're looking at is a startup stealth anarch deck, and stealth is a thing you can do in startup format. And I think the only stealth decks I've consistently seen within the format are as decks, because just about all the stealth support cards minus Trickster Taka, unless I'm forgetting something, are criminal within the startup format. So the idea of this is that this plays out a lot like the old school support run based to some extent Jinteki decks. Sorry, Anarch decks, excuse me. So the idea is that we have good breakers. We have Buzzsaw, which is very, very good at breaking stuff. It's low strength and it's expensive to break the strength, but we're going to be making our strength higher. We have Cleaver, same thing. And then on top of that, and I've never really realized this, is we have After Image. And After Image is a stealth breaker that lets you pay 2 stealth credits to bypass 1 sentry per turn. But on its own, if you don't have any stealth credits, this is basically 1 for 2 sentry subroutines, but it comes in at 2
Yeah,
base strength.
like that's a very I hadn't even realized before. Even without stealth, that's very efficient if you have if you're only dealing with low strength ice.
Yeah. So as long as you can support this with other things, I don't know if we have, no, we don't have, what's that resource that lowers the strength of all ice?
Ice Carver.
Ice Carver, that's it. Yeah, we don't have Ice Carver. All we have for support for that is we have Chisel to destroy anything that's high strength or low strength, sorry, and bring anything that's high strength down, which can be quite useful. And we have Leech, which again is like our data sucker of yore. And this we'll use to bring down the sentries down to 2 strength so we can break them for credits, which is fantastic. On top of that, we also have Devil Charm if we need it in a pinch. If something is huge strength and we can't deal with it because we don't have the stealth credits now, so be it. And this seems really cool. It's a lot of like very basic pressure tools where we very target. We decide what we want to take down. We decide what's cheap for us to break, and anything else that's not cheap to break, we destroy over time and spend some resources on it. Devil Charm Chisel works like a charm.
Mhm.
And the cool thing too is that we only have one of each icebreaker, and we have something that kind of looks more like a shaper deck because we have two self-modifying codes. So at instant speed, we can always pull out a chisel if we need it. At instant speed, we can always pull out our breakers if we need them because we don't have a lot of card draw and we need to find our stuff in our deck. We have simul chips to recur either the chisels or reuse the self-modifying codes. We have Keiko, which is actually pretty good if you want to use self-modifying code or simul chip on the opponent's turn to get extra credits back from our Fence or Fueno. Or sorry, our wait, we don't have a Paladin. Oh, we have three Paladin Puemo from our Paladin
Yeah,
Puemo installs.
Paladin is almost essential.
Yeah, which is quite cool.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, there's another Shaper Splash, a creative commission, just for a bit of extra econ. That's
Yeah,
surprising. Like, I would have spent those two on a mantle, but I suppose they just ran the numbers and figured they needed the credits.
yeah, you can play
But those were
Mantle.
real
You
good.
could also even considering the criminal card, the Penumbral Toolkit, which is basically a
Yep.
sure gamble and stealth, but you can hard cast if you need to. I guess you can also maybe not spend this influence and even play one Docklands Pass. Not Docklands Pass, sorry. You could play Docklands Pass, but you could play
Wildcat Strike,
Wildcat Strike,
even.
exactly,
Mhm.
which generally gets you about the same amount of economy, but it's not as reliable. So I think there's a lot of ways you could tune with this. This list seems to be doing pretty well. We got a lot of cool tricks in it. We have 3 DreamNet, which is virtual, mind you, which is something we can pull for Gachapon, and Gachapon just gives us additional tutoring to find programs or virtuals. In terms of virtuals, we have Fueno, we have Paladin, and Taka, which we want to set up. And Trickster Taka, very importantly, is the only stealth credits this deck has.
Yeah.
So we're hoping only to use 1 or 2 stealth credits a turn, which Taka can print out 1 stealth credit a turn. You don't have to be running every turn. We have DreamNet for aggressive running. This is cool. I'm into this.
Yeah.
This explains why I've
I'm
been
looking
seeing
forward to
this
trying it.
deck. Oh, excuse me, Vincent. Sorry if we're jumping on this train, but this looks really cool. It was super cool today. I was getting 1,000 clicks an hour for most of the workday. Oh, that's super cool. Yo, Thursday productivity. That's looking good, huh? Steven, how's it going? Most underplayed Mumbed card, Bagot. I think you're right to a large extent. Bagot is much better than the amount of play it gets.
Yeah,
It's,
I've seen some decks running Bagot. It can be scary.
yeah, the
The
issue
things you can
is
get.
it's like quintessentially 46th card, but I
Mhm.
think there's some good reason to fight for it to be 45th.
I think I remember. I can't remember. I did have one great game. I can't remember if it was Continentals or Worlds where my deck was being just completely milled by a Bagot plus Fear the Masses and a few other tools like that. And eventually I did win with 0 cards in my deck just because I timed it out perfectly and I knew they couldn't get into my scoring server. So
Nice.
I could kind of take my time.
That's great. Someone was running DJ Steve in it. I thought it was cool.
Mm.
Connor says, love it when Deck of the Week is started because that's when my RL group plays. Yeah, a lot of people play exclusively startup. I'm interested to know. I don't know if Nisei said what happens to startup when the booster comes out. Is it startup legal? Does it replace
They,
something?
they have said, I asked them on Reddit and they said that it will be all of startup as it is now plus 7 cards.
Okay, cool.
So we're just gonna get like like a slight little infusion, which isn't like I think by the time Montreal hosts an in person game, which maybe end of this month, I don't know. Like we will probably be playing with Midnight Sun booster cards.
Yeah, I think you're right. The question is how soon can we get them, right?
Yeah, I don't know. If I were to run it, I would say proxies are encouraged.
Well, they're always right. Yo, we're playing against Steven here.
Mhm.
Oop, Diviner is better than Satyr. Bless, treasure, blessed. I promise. Hey, singer, no need to apologize. All right, close. What do you got? GameNet. So GameNet I actually think is
Okay.
called out as being a bad matchup, but specifically
I saw
GameNet.
that description.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's GameNet like with Rhyme and Lotus Field.
Mm.
But we can chisel the Rhyme for sure. Lotus Field's actually really annoying for this deck because we have no good way to deal with it. Because
Mhm.
we can't leech it to bring down the counter, so it's always a 4 credit break, which is kind of nasty. But I haven't seen a lot of that. The Mulligan guide for this I think is actually pretty strict.
Yeah,
Uh,
you're looking for Playmu.
where does it say
Uh,
it?
I thought it was at
Always
when I looked
Mulligan,
at this the
DreamNet, or
other day.
Paladin Puemo. Okay.
Mm.
We got 2 of 2. So
Okay.
honestly, one of the reasons I don't like startup as much is Dream GameNet.
Yeah.
I really don't like GameNet.
Yeah, GameNet sucks. I hate it very much.
Turn one but got
It's
install.
not even I don't even find it that powerful. It just encourages a very slow game, and I think it's unpleasant to play against.
Yeah, no,
Running doesn't feel good against GameNet, whereas running is
exactly.
supposed to feel, at the very least, exciting.
Like, some of my least favorite IDs are the ones that punish you for running, right? Like, we're talking about, Architects of Tomorrow, we're talking about GameNet, and maybe that makes it interesting, but, like, I don't wanna run. Like, I know you're gonna have 3 gold farmers, I know it's gonna be we can chill the gold farmers, like, it's just gonna be
But that's true, yeah,
miserable.
well, I think we're in a good position to just destroy gold farmers and pop-up windows as we come to them, right?
Yeah. So I'm gonna dream that. I think that we're gonna dirty laundry archives. We don't get the card and credit, but it makes our Hoshiko turn on, which is good. And then we can probably
Mhm.
put down Puemo and Cast. I'm not sure we can install everything, but I think here we're only gonna get a card. Okay, so we can install these
That
two.
spot's pretty useful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no hard hitting news. There's a chance that they could hit us with the public trail and then trash some of our stuff. That'd be bad actually.
That'd be terrible.
Spin Doctor off the top. Again, we ran, so we flipped. We got 2 credits. We have to pay 1, but now we're digital. So if they don't have archives, we'll run, turn off the subliminal messaging, get a card and a credit to start, which looks like we can do. It's a daily quest.
Mm,
Oh, dirty laundry off the top is good. What are you scared of server 2? I'm pretty sure it's going to be what's it called? A gold farmer, right?
yeah.
So if it's a gold farmer, we have to install this and we have to run twice.
Yeah, that's not so bad, right? 'Cause we can just let
No.
it end the run and we don't
Yeah.
lose
But
anything from
but
the
then okay, do we dirty laundry archives first or do we just run this straight?
Ah,
Cuz I think we might just have
run
to
it.
run this straight, then we do chisel.
Yeah, I think run it straight.
Okay. Because if it's not a gold farmer, we can always dirty laundry archives.
Mhm.
It is a gold farmer. Okay. So we could have. We're gonna end the run. So we chisel these. Unfortunately, there's a spin doctor on the table, so I feel like shit. Like I don't want to trash this and then get spun back in. So I think we might run the spin doctor first.
That's smart, I like that.
But that means we're not gonna contest the daily quest this turn. That's okay. They already spent 4 credits on it. So I think we're just gonna go dirty laundry archives and then get to see what we draw and then probably install something.
Mhm.
Okay.
I like that. Let's see.
So what they shuffle back? I didn't pay attention. Sprint, just sprint. Devil Charm's good. I think we'll just put that in the Gachapon.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Run Stick and Dirty Laundry on the killing run. Yeah.
Something
Oh,
to
yeah.
consider,
How's it
we should
going,
use the
Kyle?
Catchupon before their turn ends or, like, before our turn starts, in case it's a companion that we get, like Taka,
Hmm.
start getting credits.
I don't know what other triggers we have. Daily casts we can't do, right? Oh, there's nothing.
Oh, no!
Okay.
That sucks.
So we have to shuffle 3 back in. So I think we're gonna take the simul chips because I think we have a lot of stuff to trash.
Yep.
We have enough Keikos in the deck. So it's either casts or charm. Charm gets Toll Booth. I'm not sure what else. What do you think about it?
I think I prefer Double Charm.
Okay.
I think once we get Keiko, we've already got Paladin, like, we've got decent econ, I
Yeah.
think.
Charm seems important. Byokim, hello from South Korea. Hey, how's it
Hey,
going?
how's it going?
Okay, so we'll install this.
Mhm.
Oh, that's the wrong card. I meant to click on the chisel. I was like, why is it not free? Never seen an entire Gatspawn whiff. Yeah, it happens. This deck, it's actually a bit surprising that it did happen.
Yeah, because we've got 12 programs and a few virtual resources. That's really weird.
So we're gonna bounce off of this. And by bounce, I mean we're gonna let it end the run.
Mhm.
And then we can run back, it'll
And
trash it, and we gotta take this down and get a card and a credit. So
and
we have a
now,
leech, which I don't think we want to show just yet.
not until we're running more, right?
Yeah, which will run archives.
Mhm.
I think we'll drop. SMC is good. Gives us options.
Yep.
Yeah, sometimes it's not the worst to whiff because you do thin your deck. We are still in a Hoshiko Shiro world, so we are going to get lose a credit, get a card every turn. Ooh, advance. What could be advanced in this format?
Agendas.
Do we just SMC
Sorry, no,
overclock this?
I like that play a lot. Yeah.
Look at me, I'm a shaper now. Reverse the counts. Yeah, I think reverse counts the only thing. It's a Maganet. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it could be something weird like a
Oh,
clearinghouse.
sorry. This. So it has to be the Busto, right? Luckily, we
Mhm. Yeah, I, Mhm. Yeah, I, 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 I,
break pretty well.
'Cause, 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 'cause Yeah, that breaks very well.
We don't have botch lists. Apparently the botch lists were taken out of this deck, so it has a better chance against assets. Oh, off-world office. Okay, that's quite good. We get a card and a credit. Paladin Puemmel gets a credit back. We have a cleaver.
Hmm.
So their remotes over there on 2 credits. Do we run HQ? What are we worried about? Pop-up? Oh, they conceded. Oh no.
Oh, that sucks.
Oof.
Yeah, I would expect like pop up would have been annoying to see because that gets them back to the game.
Oof. Their hand was 6 agendas, which kind of looked like it based off of how they were jamming there.
Yeah.
We had a good start. Like you saw, this deck, like it's tempoing forward. All agendas and
Oh
Balone
yeah,
and
for sure.
archives. Ow, wow. Was going to check there soon enough. The first spin made it worse.
Hmm.
Continue right when you talk about running HQ seems sus. No, 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 not at all. That's an
Oh,
asshole
you
there.
know what?
Okay.
I'm thinking back to our original
That's
idea
what
for
I
the
was worried about.
stream. Yeah, it is easy
Spin
to beat.
onto pop up into HQ. Game that's easy to beat. Yeah, this game now is actually jamming out agendas on turn 4. That doesn't happen.
Hmm. Just
Wanna
think about
do a rematch?
it. Yeah, because our original plan was to do Metroid Dread themed decks, and of course, you vetoed that. But we could have had Spin Doctor. That would have been a, a very fun card to include in there.
Yeah.
Just thinking.
I just don't know anything. Oh, they only got 5 credits the whole game. I don't know anything about Metroid. I think I said they'll host, but I don't think they saw it before they left. I don't think Steven saw it, so we'll make it. We are a runner, startup, crate,
Did
quick.
you want to specify for?
Nah,
Oh, there we go. Nice.
we just hoped. Lurking in the waiting queue
Nope.
to jump
Nope.
into Metroid game. Kyle, yo, we've had some good games on stream so far. How's it going? This is why Spin is worse than Jackson? No, it's exactly why it's, well, yeah, to some extent, you're right.
I wonder if Nisei will experiment with the Mulligan rules. That would be pretty.
It's
You
interesting.
know, I don't know if I want them to, because I feel like the game as is, the way the game works is kind of balanced around imperfect starting hands.
Yeah, you'd hope so. Like, it's a big part of the
Yeah,
game with bluffing and all that. Thanks, you too.
exactly. Like if 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 agenda flood is the cost we have to pay for the benefit of bluffing and double bluffing and the things that like imperfect starting hands can offer us, then I'm okay with paying that.
It's weird, right? Like, cause I to some extent I obviously agree with you. This is a game that does seem like it has a really archaic mulligan to it for some reason. I'm not convinced it makes the game better, but I have no doubt it. Yeah, I don't know. It's
Yeah,
interesting.
but like I also play Ashes, which has no mulligan. You just choose the 5 cards in your opening hand, but that works
That's
for a
very
very specific
different.
reason,
Yeah,
and the game is balanced around it.
yeah.
And in fact, the ban list, there is no ban list for Ashes. They just say these cards cannot be included in your first 5.
There's no ban
They can be
list
shuffled.
yet.
Right. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, which is interesting. The fact that like you're forced to draw your cards means that
Yeah.
you can control, make sure no one has a busted opening hand.
Yeah. You can absolutely ask questions. If Andre's distracted,
Good,
I'll try to
yeah.
answer. Yeah.
Buchan, we love
Mhm.
questions. That's actually our favorite part. That's why we do this. Ask away.
I mean,
Um,
I'm in it for the money, but
Meanwhile, I've been waiting today to play standard runners so I can queue my Jenkinses. Hold on, we'll get there. I'm sorry. All right, I want to run archives to force the shuffle, I reckon. It keeps our ability aligned. We get a card and credit. I guess we open with that. Arkham Mulligan might be okay. Yeah, Arkham Mulligan is like the thing that I immediately think of, which is basically you can choose which cards to put aside, then you redraw as many cards as you mulligan. You have to do it all at once, and then they did 2 unseen cards. Maybe this is not going better this time.
yeah.
And then you get to what's it called?
Yeah.
Shuffle
Tim
them back in.
Burton, the graduated mulligan, boy, I mean, losing credits on your first turn in Netrunner would be devastating. That'd be too high a cost to pay, I think.
What's a graduated
Uh,
mulligan?
well, what they're describing is like for every you can mulligan more than once, maybe, but every time you do, you lose a
Oh, like
credit,
magic. Yeah.
like Magic, or you lose a card from your opening hand. And I think that's very scary, actually.
Yeah, so to clearly explain how Arkham works, you draw your opening hand, which is 5, and then you can choose any of those cards to set aside, but you have to choose them all at once. So say I don't want these 3, you set them aside, then you draw back up to your full 5 hand size. You have no more additional mulligans, you have to decide all at once, and then you shuffle whatever you put aside back into your deck. So you can ensure you're not mulliganing and redrawing the same cards, at least the same copy of that card. How many hours do you
Yeah.
have in Arc into Elden Ring? I don't think it's that many. Maddie and I are playing it actually together, so that kind of,
Hmm.
I can't, mainline it too hard. But
So you hand off
maybe
the controller
12.
or
No, she's
what?
not. She's played some Souls games, but for some reason she doesn't believe in herself. So it's mostly
Hmm,
I'm helming it, but we're making decisions together.
okay. I thought it might be like you both have controllers, but maybe yours isn't plugged in, and she's
Yeah,
like, no, you're doing
the
great."
Star Fox approach.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, you're my hat, Cappy.
I'm gonna let this. Do we want to get a 2 credit swing to get an access? I think we can just let this fire.
Yeah, sure.
Runner to spend or lose at least. So no, I'm not paying a credit. You should use one half the same controller. Yo, growing up, the first first
Mm.
person shooter I remember playing on PC was Nerf Blast Arena, which was a very well done mod basically for Unreal Tournament 1999 or 2000 or whatever. And the way that my
Mhm.
brother and I played it, because we could not do WASD and mouse at the same time, is somebody would do WASD and someone would do the mouse.
Wait, was your arm span too short at that precious little
No, no,
age?
no, no, not
You
at
couldn't
all.
like, "I can't reach all the way
It
over
was
to the
just too
keyboard."
difficult.
Mhm. No, I get that. I'm familiar with that that
But
kind of
then
play.
we quickly learned that all you have to do is hold W and the person on WASD isn't doing anything.
Uh-huh.
Anoetic, get out of here. I'm just gonna get singles. They did just flush their hand, so that's not great. How many hours did you spend on Margit? Oh, that's a good question. Manigar, get out of there. Margit wasn't that bad. We came to Margit and we were getting pretty close, and then we just effed off and did other stuff, which is kind of the beauty of Elden Ring, which makes it more approachable, is that we just
Mm,
did other stuff. And then we came back and then we did Margit on like try 4.
hmm.
And all the bosses we fought after Margit have actually been easier than Margit. Like Margit was the hardest boss so far.
Yeah. My friend Nick tells the story of how when his older brothers would have LAN parties and they all want to play like Command and Conquer. Command and Conquer doesn't have like a queue of units to build. You have to like every time you want to build a new
Yeah.
unit, you have to click. And so his job he was the fastest finger at the LAN party. People would just call him over. Okay, we need like 10 infantry, and he's like hammer,
Yeah.
hammer his finger. Uh,
I don't do the numbers. I didn't run the math, but I'm pretty confident about how this is gonna work. Actually, I didn't. I should do the math. This snake controller method gaming when I was young is what got me addicted to games. Yo, imagine what it feels like when you have a controller control over it. So what's Cleaver cost? 4 or Buzzsaw? Excuse me,
but Buzzsaw is
4. So it's gonna
okay.
cost 6 to install, 1 to break 7. We're gonna get 2 back from this, so we need 8 credits. We have enough,
Yeah,
and we get
getting a lot
DreamNet
of
too.
criticism for your math here in the chat.
That's fine. I think your math is wrong. No, 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 it's great. I started playing Elden Ring like any other Souls game and it made a beeline for the next objective. Spent 3 hours getting wrecked by Margit, realized it's supposed to be open world stuff. Yeah, I think that it's specifically meant to be there to teach you a lesson.
Hmm.
Um, I don't love hitting the daily cast because then we're really far away from liberating. You know what I mean, Pat?
I do, but I'd still,
Okay.
I would still play it.
But like we have no
Just
econ we
because
can play
I'm
out
a
of our
horse
deck. Like
so
we have one creative we played. We played 2 gambles. So like this is the only economy we can play with. Like we need top deck a paladin. I think we click for credit next turn we liberated. I don't think we
okay.
can play the cast now to go down to 3 credits. Going directly from castle to academy was a mistake. Yeah, we just finished the academy. And I did not find the academy boss that difficult. She was a bit frustrating. How do you draw from DreamNet since you don't have 2 links? So DreamNet has 2 clauses. One of them is 2 links, and the other is if your identity is digital. And actually,
Hmm.
when you run and access a card with Hoshiko, you got to flip her over, and she becomes digital on this side. So we don't have 2 link. You're correct.
Yeah, when like on DreamNet, when a text like companion on Keiko or console is bolded, that's a trait or like a subtype that you can see on most cards. And so like Keiko has 2 subtypes, DreamNet has virtual as a subtype, and
Yo,
Hoshiko on her other side.
this sure gambles exactly why we didn't install the Dreamcast. So
You know what?
we're gonna run this, which will pressure them
Yeah.
to pop it because if they don't, yeah. So we're not gonna get a successful run this turn. But now we can daily casts, or we could decide to run. They didn't get to really filter their hand with this. They just put Manic Arm and Anoetic, so HQ is looking a bit ripe, and they don't have a scoring remote. So we
Hmm.
could install a Liberated. If we install this, we go down to 6, so we can still do it next turn. We'll be fine. Still like 10 tries, but not brutal. 8 hours exploring before going after Margit. Yeah, it's like hard to talk about this game in some ways. Like everyone can talk about Margit because it is on like the golden path. But like some of the stuff we found off the path. Okay, this is what I think of Elden Ring so far. Firstly, I've been exploring, but there's so much of it that's just like grass and castles that all look the same that hasn't been that exciting. The
Hmm.
game is doing a really good job at like rewarding you of exploring. Like you go here and you find something noteworthy. I think that is actually quite neat. Um, we're playing on the TV at night, so like we don't have the audio jacked up, which I think is a shame because the audio design, just like walking around, is actually quite good. I think we'll take a turn off here. We probably should draw once. Order is bad. Fueno?
Hmm.
I just like the guy, you know?
Yeah, yeah, well, no, Fueno is our honorary mascot, our
Yeah.
first companion.
You always play
That'll
Fueno
be
if she
helpful.
shows up.
Mhm.
But what are those? The living pots? I
Pot
I
friend.
still don't understand what the pots are all about, but I'm into it. That's for sure.
Mm. I think are they like revenge or is it like a Zelda reference? Like, what if the pots that you always
Yeah.
walk in, place, and destroy rise up against you?
So what's this in Server 2? And are we worried about program destruction? I don't think we're worried about program destruction. I think we want to start running.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's a gold farmer, and therefore
Yeah.
we don't have to worry too much.
So we force them to res. Hopefully they don't get money. I don't know. I'm excited for more Elden Ring. I've heard it's like a 70-hour ordeal, which is a bit
Ooh.
upsetting. So we're gonna lose 3 credits, so they have 1. So the only thing they can really res here is pop-up window, of which there's 1 in archive. So I think we want to run HQ because they can't score.
Mhm.
We could, in theory, break this. Thinking.
That
Wait,
seems like that's quite expensive to get in
how
there, and
expensive is it?
they're down
Oh
to 1
yeah, no,
credit.
no, that's bad.
Yeah. I've only found 1 potman. He made him slap him on the butt a bunch.
Yep, yeah, that's the first one I think you
Okay,
usually
well,
find.
yeah.
You do get the butt slap.
Yeah, I mean, like, when you put it that way, it sounds like my kinda game, but, I've still never gotten into any of the FromSoft games.
The one thing that bothers me, oh, it is a rhyme. Huh.
Hmm.
Well, I guess we have to chisel that. So the one thing that bothers me, and it's something that Castlevania I love that does, is that there's so many unique and interesting enemies, shit, within this game, but they
Mhm.
never tell you what they are. I wish, like Castlevania, it gave you a little title above their health bar, so it said like, you know, like winged Byaku or like whatever the thing you're fighting
Mm.
is, because there's just so much flavor to that, and you don't know what it is. I'm just gonna draw here. We're gonna rhyme this and run again next turn. At 2 credits, they can't really do much, I don't think.
Yeah, that's alright.
Cleaver seems good. But I think that's like, oh, they got Subliminal? Oh no, they just played Subliminal. That's one of my favorite parts of Castlevania is like learning the bestiary.
Hmm. I love a good bestiary.
I'm waiting for the inevitable Armored Core, so I was like, I know very little about Armored Core. It looks like that's a Mana Garm now into an Agenda onto an Anoetic. Under this tweet, is that
Tweet.
energy? Hold on, Rongi.
I'll look at the tweet so you don't have to look at Twitter.
No, no, no.
Look up
Got a Twitter.
1 second, I'm gonna get a robot voice
From
to read this.
Software, look,
It'll
I made a
become
spooky
TikTok.
crab. George R. R. Martin. That's the Punished Wraith Olagoth. That's sick. That rocks. Yeah,
I
that's
don't think that
exactly
make
it.
I don't think that tracks because I think From Software makes the Punished Wraith Olagoth before George R. R. Martin had any involvement in Elden Ring.
Yeah.
That sounds like a From Software name.
Oh shit, that's a daily quest. If that goes through, we're finished.
Well,
YOLO. Do we dirty laundry? What could they res on 2 credits? Wraparound or bust, right? Hopefully.
yeah. And you know, we've got overclock. Like, we can we can force our way through that toll booth, I
But then we run
guess.
into Mana Garm and it's a nightmare.
Hmm.
Wait, why does the chisel not destroy the rhyme? What?
Because it's only at 0 now, right? Because like it
No,
first
its
it
strength is
tracks.
0. Wait,
Yeah,
what?
its strength is 0. Oh wait, you're right.
Oh, it gives itself +1 strength? Oh,
Oh my
Lamau.
god.
Thank you.
Yeah, but you can. We're running kind of aggressively. I think that's not uncommon to run with just 1 breaker. In fact, I think
Yeah.
each of the breakers in this deck is just 1 of.
Yeah, so in
Um,
startup, like the punishments for face checks are not that bad. The worst case scenario a lot of times is program destruction. This deck has a bunch of simul chips in it, so like it's not that big of a deal. So I'd run pretty aggressively. Like I think that's one of the big tips. And again, we have a video up on the channel talking about like a lot of newer players are scared of running. And like especially in startup, there's very little that can happen to you besides program destruction. And we are in a situation, if we were a criminal deck that had 1 of each breaker and no recursion, I would be worried. But like we're not. It's a game net deck. They generally run stuff that makes us lose credits. So we're just gonna smash in. Probably gonna start going through the Armored Core games again. Loved them when they were new. Yeah, I'm afraid I don't know much about it. There it is. That's a tag. Good thing we got to clear that tag. Order? Oh, bueno. Yeah, we'll pay for it.
That's the
We have
spirit.
to.
Mhm.
You always pay for Fueno. She's can be quite expensive, but worst face check and startup is Saisantan. Yeah, it's Saisantan.
Possibly, yeah.
In
Yeah.
some board states, like a trebuchet, not a trebuchet. Yeah, a trebuchet could goof you up bad,
Mhm.
but like it's mostly destruction stuff. A rototurret could goof you up. All right, I feel like at 6 credits they have it, but like we need to put enough pressure to win the game. Otherwise, because this remote is hell, so we have to win off centrals. We have no multi-access. What the heck?
It's a remote camp kinda thing, I guess.
So we have to. I guess we have to devil charm chisel the toll booth. That actually is a better strat.
Let's do it. Let's
Um,
dig for a double charm and or toll booth and or chisel.
yeah, yeah.
Only got 24 cards left in there. Or just hammer R&D.
I think we're gonna hammer
Go for
R&D. I'm
3
gonna put down point one
Mm,
first though. I guess we might as well put the Gachapon because we could crack it if we needed an after image, I suppose. Is there any sentries in this list we're expecting? Oh, pop up. Uh whoops. And again, I just don't like decks that punish you for running so much.
mhm.
We're gonna break that. Oh, sorry, wait. Yeah, we're not gonna give that trigger because that would give them a game net credit. We're actually gonna break it. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we're breaking the subroutine with Buzzsaw instead of allowing we're gonna
Ah,
lose.
Fencer
We're gonna lose
Fueno.
Fueno. We need to get into the
Fueno.
server to trash something or try HQ again.
When are they
You know,
Bolognas?
I know they have money, but
At 7 credits again, like they're short of toll booth. I'm not confident at this point to dirty laundry in. I think we need to draw into our devil charm. Oh, that's fine.
hmm.
You think what I'm thinking?
We're gonna pay one.
We're gonna pay one. That's not right. There are rumors
Uh,
of a new Armored Core in development. I hope so, but my heart has been broken too many times. Bucum asks, I want to know why you do face check. Isn't it hard to run successfully run without breakers? So one of the best things you can do in this game, Bucum, is make sure that your opponent doesn't feel comfortable and they have to spend money. If you just sit back and do nothing, like they understand, they're in full control of the game. If I
mhm.
run, and obviously pop-up window is a bad scenario, but like imagine we ran R&D and they resed a Palisade for 3 credits. We basically spent a click that made the corporation lose 3 credits. That seems good. And you need to do that. Otherwise, they'll have infinite money and then they'll have enough money to like safely score on the remote server. You need to pressure them so they spend time responding to you. See like the second ice on R&D as opposed to like just trying to win the game. Yeah, the best breakers you face a lot of times that is totally true.
Yep. If you're playing as the corporation, like this is when you really start to realize what the best runner strategies are. If you're playing as the corporation against an aggressive runner, you will quickly feel like you don't have enough money to do everything you want to do, and that is a good thing that the for the
Yep.
runner to make you feel
Yeah.
for sure.
And now if they're like dealing with this, that means more cards, more agendas are going to pile up in HQ, which is actually quite likely considering it's been many turns and they've scored no agendas. Like there's likely a card in there. Um, I think we just do Gachapon Devil Charm on HQ.
Oh yeah, I forgot that Fueno could even
Yeah,
help us
Bologna?
get a Bologna.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
funny.
No, no, I'm totally with you. If this steals a Bologna, we're gonna look like heroes.
Since I've been messing around with startup, I haven't gotten the chance to play Hoshiko. Hoshiko is in startup though.
Hoshiko's in startup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being brave is essential to runners. Yes, as I think Sad Stug pointed out, the best breaker is your face.
Okay, this is gonna fire. We have 2 Gachapons. Forgot we had one installed. I did not need to install the second Gachapon. 11 credits. It's a F2P.
Something
We
to
are not
damn it.
tagged. This is actually really annoying for us because we don't have any stealth credits. I'm gonna pop 1 Gachapon. We should pop them on their turn. We have an after image, Leech, SMC, Imp. Oh, we have Imp.
Yeah, imp would be nice, but let's go with after image, I guess.
I
Although
don't
imp would be
know.
help. Imp is the closest we have to multi-access. Uh,
Well, we don't want to install anything expensive because of F2P, right?
hmm.
If they were bouncer fence or fun, I'm gonna be upset.
Oh, true. Yeah, in that case, we might as well install, but we can't boost the strength.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, this is a card that you bypass for 2 stealth credits. This is awkward. Um,
Well, in that case,
I think we pull the
why don't we
imp.
just pay? Yeah, why don't we pull the imp and then pay to break the subroutine?
Well, because we pay 2, they gain a credit. Yeah, we'll pay 2. We'll pull the Leech. The Leech gives us a chance to deal with the toll booth if we have to break it. Shuffle 3. Okay, we have to shuffle after. We have to. At this point, SMC is it still relevant? We have very few targets. We have 1 chisel. Imp seems good. So to catch him on SMC, I think the SMC is a bit better because we have an overclock in hand.
Hmm. Yeah, this is fine.
Yeah. Oh, we could
Beacom
have actually
says,
broke it. We could have broke with Devil Charm. Excuse me. SMC for chisel. Yeah, maybe that was right, but I feel like we don't want to crush this one as much. We could have SMC for chisel really aggressively. I forgot that we had this Devil Charm because yeah, that opens up a lot more options. That's a bummer because we actually could have broke this with the after image. That's wrong because we're gonna spend more money on this. Okay. Let unbroken. Oh wait, no, hold on. I thought that would give me the prompt to pay. I played with my friend recently, so don't know what is System Gateway. Oh, Bucom, you should look into it. System Gateway is like by a mile the best way to get into this game. It's like the new Nisei set they put out early last year. Hold on. Oh, sorry. I'll pay for the non-tag one. So I'm gonna spend a click and 4 credits. Then I'll spend 2 credits. You can gain 1. So declare tag. Oh, it's a Beal. Wenser Fueno is gonna ruin
oh,
us.
man.
But you see, the fact that they spent more time like
Genius.
dealing with
Yeah.
this means they were not,
Hmm.
you know, doing anything else. We're keeping it. We are committing to the defensor. I know this is
We
wrong,
absolutely are. This is fine. We're
but
good.
she's
Oh, it's
part
gonna
of the
make us so
team.
much. It's gonna make us so much money.
No worries, Buchan. We all start somewhere. I'm relatively new as well. Start System Gateway's introductory decks. You get used to playing the game. It lets you play as the Catalyst or the Syndicate. Then you've been playing System Gateway. Oh, it's a predicted planogram to gain 3. We're like risking some sort of, I don't know what kind of punishment we'd be worried of, but like we are deep within public trail territory. So we paid
Yeah.
1 click to deny Corp 1 credit. Yeah, that was wrong. That's probably wrong. Now that you say it like that, it seems bad. Especially now there are 14 credits. Oh, there's the after image. Okay. So this Fencer Fueno, we have to figure out how to use this. Because there's
Just gonna keep hammering R&D or something.
we need
Can
the
we
Taka a year
chisel?
ago.
Yeah.
So like we're taking a turn off this turn, right? Like we're Fuenoing.
Sure.
There would have used Fencer for SMC on a successful run? No. As soon as you access cards, there's no more paid ability windows. So the last time
Mhm.
you have before you can access cards is the right before the run's considered successful. It's step 4.3 where you're committing to access. After that, there's no more paid ability windows. There's only interrupts. So unfortunately not. But you can use this to pay for Bologna. You could use it to play for Managram Skunkworks. You could use it for doing a lot of other stuff. Actually, can you use
Mhm.
it for Managram Skunkworks?
Yeah. Oh, good question. Let me look up
Make a
Managram
successful run,
Skunkworks.
spend no, because Managram stops the run being successful. No, you can't, I don't think. Fencer declared the remote after chisel charming the booth. Yeah, I think we have to work on the chisel charm here. So we'll draw, and then we're just gonna fix our economy. And by fix our economy, I mean pay more into Fencer for now. So we can throw out 2 cards. We'll just take a credit here. We'll flip back. Probably actually should have drawn. I'm paying for Fencer. It's not right. Works on ganked
It's
encounters,
okay.
Archangel? Yeah, it does. It works on ganked for sure. I think that's one of the other relevant cards in startup. I thought Core set is introductory decks and played it. Now I'm learning new cards in RNDB. Biokim, check out Nisei.net and specifically check out System Gateway. You can have the cards print and play if you have access to printing stuff, or you can have them ordered through professional printers. It's by far the easiest way into this game and the best introductory product Netrunner's ever had.
Yeah, absolutely. System Gateway is amazing.
Yeah, it's really quite good.
If you already know you like the game, you might as well get the System Gateway bundle, which introduces you to the game and also some light deck building.
Yeah, it's something else. Okay, we have Paladin, so actually if we install one of these things, we get a card. We probably
Mhm.
want to run the Spin Doctor. Shit. We need an SMC or a Charm. So this is really quite bad, Pat.
Why do we keep like I feel like we have enough to go through. Like, are we looking for a chisel to just trash the toll booth?
Yeah, it's Anoetic into Managram. We can't run this.
Oh, right, yeah, that is unrunnable. True.
But if we dirty laundry
Uh,
here, like this is 2, 4, 5 credits. They gain 3. Like that's an 8 credit swing to run HQ for a single. Like that's untenable.
I think play the imp and just
I think we play the
figure out
after
which is
image
cheaper between RND and HQ, and then use the imp to.
because we can always after image and break this with Devil Charm.
Hmm.
If we install the cleaver, we actually gain a credit. But I think it's more likely we'll need the after image sooner. Actually, no, that's probably wrong. So this is free. Oh, this is ugly.
Oh,
You have Gacha installed though. Oh wow, yeah, we do. Huh. Look at that. We have Gacha installed. Unfortunately, it's a bad time to use it because we don't have a Poimo credit. If we have a Poimo credit on their turn, but they still have to score out everything. Oh, they have enough money on 23 credits. Install advance, single advance, probably a remastered, or actually no, we saw an off-world office in their list, right?
yeah.
Yeah, Rangi, I
Uh,
forgot we had this. So this sees 6 cards. So we have basically a 50% chance to see a Chisel, a 50% chance to see Taka.
if we can pull Chisel, are
Yeah.
we putting it on the toll booth and then diving?
I think at this point, no. I think because we can break this. Sorry, once we get well, we need 3 more leech counters. We can deal with this relatively easily. Like their money's so good that rhyme doesn't matter. This is 6 strength. So I think we want to just parasite chisel this. So maybe we just Gachapon, right?
Okay.
There we have a chisel. I think that's the option.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we just chisel HQ. Shuffle 3 cards back. Okay. Not the SMC. I think we want dirty laundry, simulchip, and casts. The second cast, of course.
Yeah, you don't want to go with the first casts.
So now we can dirty laundry HQ. Oh, we want to put an
Mhm.
imp down first?
Yep, for sure.
Oh, I forgot that there's a cost reduction on Gachapon. So this is free. Nope.
And
So we lose 1 to gain 1. With Corset, you may be playing with some of the older cards. Long story short, a publisher stopped making Netrunner and a fan group took up the mantle under the name Nisei. That's exactly it. So you're playing with cards that are no longer, that are not in the startup format, and a lot of them are not in the standard format. It's still a fantastic game. But it's there's some of the older cards that a lot of people don't even play with anymore. At least for organized play. We'll do Devil Charm. Yep. Chisel. Yep.
oh, Buchem played System Gateway, played the runner with 3 installed cards. That might have been Adam. Adam is
Yeah, that's
good for
Adam.
new players once they've gotten a few games under their belt
Adam's
already.
terrible for new players.
Well, like Adam kind of encourages action, constant action. So like,
There's
but
just
still, you
way
want
too
to
many
learn.
triggers. Yeah, I think it's a really bad opening point. It's really fun though. I don't want to imp a Salonal. That doesn't seem very good.
That's a good point. Let's check again. Something to trash with Fueno. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, is this only installed cards? No. Okay, let's get a Bologna. Yes!
Oh my goodness.
Bueno! Worth every
One, two,
credit!
three, four, five. Absolutely not, but okay.
I'll blame my friend, lol. Yeah.
Yeah, Buchem, if you want to give us your friend's name, we can also blame them. Just like have the full force of the Metropole Grid blaming one person, I think is the way to go.
Adam teaches you to run early and often. I suppose so, but I think Gabriel Santiago gets you there without all the other oversight.
Fueno is fuego. Finally.
Yeah. He's great. So she had 8 credits, so we spent 5 credits on her, and then we spent 5 credits off of her, but we got the first 3 for free. And actually, we made a credit off Keiko. It was technically worth it, you know? Zaya's the new Gabe for that lesson. She is, but I actually like Gabe better for teaching because I feel like the trigger is much more obvious and it's much more direct. I think Zaya is obviously way more flexible.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's totally worth. PMK, how's it going? And we got the Taka. Okay, so you saw what this deck does, and like while we don't have exactly multi-access, we just have pressure. We have that old school like Anarch way of like targeting servers. If we had drew everything in the right order, if we prioritized it, we could have just tore down the remote server and then wait for HQ to flood and win off of that. But I forgot about that line and kind of pressured HQ a lot, which actually is a pretty good play when they're like, you know, they're sitting on a daily quest for like a year and a half because the agendas have to go somewhere. This channel has some very good tips about running too, both as corp and runner. Thank you, Rockman. Yeah, we put out a video called like 7 good tips that I'd recommend you checking out if you're new to the game. And there's also a video that's attached to that, which is basically a fundamentals video where I go through a replay and talk about some like, again, some good tips for like teaching yourself good fundamentals for this game. I like the deck list of the week.
Yeah, it's fun.
Endorse.
I would probably run something like that in startup next time we do it.
Yeah, I'm into it. Is there any site to know meta or tier list? Yeah, definitely. Firstly, Netrunner DB is a really good website that people just post decks. Now everyone says that their deck is good. That doesn't always mean that's true. And like people, the point of pointing to Netrunner DB isn't just to see like what is, you know, what's good. It's just like people posting what they're working on. That's fine. If you want to go like really into it, alwaysberunning.net is a website in which people post tournaments, so you can see upcoming tournaments and you see results. A lot of people link their decks to here, so you could go and check, oh, okay, how far back can we go? What does Worlds look like? So this is Nisei Worlds. Side event, side event, side event, side event. I think we're on the next page. So this is the World Championship. Somewhere here. Whatever, that's not the point. I can't find it. Oh, here it is. So that you can go here and then you can see like what people are playing at the top cut. You can see the deck lists. These are all linking back to Netrunner DB, which is the first site we talked about. For what it's worth, like if you're a newer or casual player, like I wouldn't bother with any of this stuff, especially in startup where there's like not that many identities. It's more about like getting good fundamentals down and like realizing what cards work well together. It's not so much that like, oh, if you play this Anarch versus this Anarch, you have a totally different, thing. It's the Antamon's deck from the Pittsburgh meta. He's been rolling all of us with it. Yeah, Mark, how's it going? It's a really cool deck. I'm into it. It's like really old school fundamental. Thanos, thank you for the link. 7 habits of highly effective corping / running.
It rolls off the tongue. Yeah.
Habits of highly. Pat, we got some news. Firstly,
What?
World Breakers.
Oh boy.
Here we go. So
that's right. We're done with Netrunner, folks.
Netrunners all over here. Actually, we got more Netrunner news after this, but real quick, actually, we're gonna be streaming this Sunday. We played some World Breakers back on the channel like a month ago at this point. World Breakers, the Kickstarter just came out. In short, this is a game made by an old Netrunner player, competitive Netrunner player, the 2014-15 Canadian national champion. They're American though. And we played this on the channel. We had a really good time. I think, Pat, you won every single game. I still haven't won a game at World Breakers yet, but I'm interested. In short, it's a game that's definitely inspired by Netrunner. It has a lot of other inspirations of other like Euro game kind of like worker placement sort of thing. It has the same sort of, the timing structure is interesting as interleaved actions as opposed to like you take 3 actions, I take 4 actions. There's a lot going for this. It also has like a lot of magic elements to it, like Magic the Gathering. The Kickstarter just came out on March 1st and it has been funded as of like 8 to 10 hours in. So well done, Ellie there. Huge success for sure. If you want to get involved, kickstart this. It's pretty reasonable. It's like $30 just to get the game as of March next year. You can also try the game out. There's a print and play, I think, that was just announced if you like, but also you can play it on Tabletopia and on Tabletop Simulator. That's all free, so you can go check that out. You can find all this stuff on worldbreakersgame.com, and we'll be streaming this Sunday. We're going to be trying out Draft, which is a format that I've heard is really sick for this game, but we haven't tried it out. But that's this Sunday. There's also a trailer. And this trailer came out February 15th. And this is actually a really well put together trailer. I think the voice of this specifically is, Bella Byra, who Ellie's been working together with. Bella Byra is, I forget the title, Miss World Mongolia or something like that. And she's like a big spokesperson in for Mongolian representation and culture.
Yeah, right. She was one of the experts that Ellie consulted to get like some of the imagery, some of the theme down right. It's pretty cool.
Bootcamp says, I think I saw World Breakers on another website. Isn't this game Mongol background? Yeah, exactly. This game all takes place in an alternate history of the 14th century around Mongolia and that area of the world. So anyways, we're gonna be playing more on Sunday. This trailer is great. Bella Byra right now is voicing it. You can't hear it right now, but go check this out. It's on their YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is actually quite nice. It has a lot of like dev stuff, so you can see behind it.
Rockman, it is kind of an LCG. Like
kind of.
They're gonna ship out a core set, and then everything subsequent to that will be like a set expansion, like Netrunner has.
Yeah, well, I'm not actually sure what Ellie has like talked about the future of the game. For sure, though, at least the product is just a box, and when you get a box, you get a full playset of every single card, which is actually one of this deck. Everything is a singleton in this deck. If you want to get a second set of the cards, so you can play with 4-player draft, so you have 2 of every card that will have enough cards to support 4-place in draft. You can add an additional set of the cards for like $10 as an add-on, which is pretty good. But otherwise, it's an LCG. It's not like boosters or anything. You get a box with everything in it, which is, hey, what I'm interested into modernly. So cool stuff. Anyways, that'll be this Sunday. Excited to see you there. We'll be streaming here, Twitch, YouTube. You know where to find us. Pat, we're gonna be playing. Yeah,
I'll be there. Hi everybody. It's me, Patrick.
Paul asks, which World Breaker pledge do you think is best? Well, it kind of comes up to you, right? Like if you want to There's a couple options. What I really like about this Kickstarter, and I talked about Ellie about this before, is that like Ellie had the whole game made. There isn't like ridiculous stretch goals of like expansions and all this
Mhm.
content that Ellie hasn't made yet or hasn't even tested. This has been the game that he's been working on for a long time now. And so like we understand while the game has been changed over the last month with like testing and tuning and stuff like that, it's largely the same game, right? So
Yeah,
let's
exactly, and most of the art is already done as well. Last I checked, the
yeah.
tabletop simulator version as well. So yeah, like there's no like design or production, or well, there's no design hurdles left.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like some really fine tuning of some of the testing and stuff like that.
So like in terms of like which pledge you think is the best, it depends on just literally what you want, right? Like $30
Mhm.
you get the game, $80 you get the deluxe, which is 2 playmats, a deck box, the draft card doubler, and the game. So if you care about playmats, that's a thing that you like obviously that's sick. I don't think these playmats are gonna exist anywhere else. For more money, you can get a playtesting prototype, you can get your likeness into the game. That stuff is definitely exciting for people. It's all listed here. But like at a minimum, $30 to get the game is a really good cost, really good price, right? Like that's just good regardless.
Yeah, yeah.
Of any card.
CBS, some of the art is really like.
Yeah,
I'm glad like the Eagle Hunters there was a great playmat image. I like that a lot.
yeah, playbats are great. I'm into it. This box also has like an old school Netrunner box, sort of
Oh,
reminds me of it. I'm definitely so I have pledged right now. I'm definitely picking up the game and I'm definitely picking up the card doubler. The other
man.
stuff you can add later. Like you don't have to commit to it now, from my understanding. So no big deal. Oh wow, yeah. Let me see how y'all played on Sunday. $30 seems like a steal. Yeah, it's great. It's 30 US plus whatever shipping. There's also I don't know what I'm not gonna say on behalf of Ellie, but I know Ellie was like trying to get this printed more locally. But I think that's something that
Hmm.
can only be done at certain pledge levels. I'm not sure if that's actually part of the Kickstarter. I don't know if that made it here, so I'm not gonna speak on his behalf. But yeah, it's sick. I think that's Ellie's partner, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Natty Matron. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He talked about it before.
Natty is her nickname.
Yeah, that's great. Anyways, we'll be here on Sunday. I really enjoyed the game, what I've played so far, so we're gonna play a bit more of it.
Yeah, it's extremely promising, and I'm really looking forward to playing like a draft of it because
Yeah,
you could just tell when we were playing earlier, like, oh yeah, I can see how cards from these two different decks could work together, and I love the idea of competitively like claiming cards for myself because I like them so much.
Terrence says, "Lol, I remember when Ellie knocked me out of Top Cuts of Canada Nats. Oh, back in is that the one when he won? Because I think that might have been the last one he played. I don't think I had a chance of playing against Ellie, but I remember like growing up in Netrunner and reading articles that Ellie wrote for StimHack
Mm,
or like BGG threads. Gosh, I've been away from Kickstarter for so long. Yeah, no, I'm not a big Kickstarter guy. I don't Kickstarter a lot of stuff. I've played this game before, so like I know that I'm gonna like it because I already do like it, which is always great. But the fact that there's like no ridiculous add-ons and FOMO, like I'm into that. So let's do it.
mhm.
Pat, Scoops, 6 of 7. You ready?
Okay, here
It's
we go.
always a good
Come on.
day to keep those pesky runners out of your server. We're looking at Jinteki replicating perfection and an ice. Let's enhance. Zoom,
Zoom,
enhance.
zoom, zoom.
Zoom, zoom. This is anemone. Let me move my face.
Rotate. Mhm.
Rotate. Okay.
This is a moment, an
Anemone.
an anemone. Like all they have to do is the anar card be called something like cinnamon, and I'm ruined. Like I'm not
Yo.
gonna be able to like speak on stream anymore.
From my understanding, the word a calliope is what you call a word that you've never heard pronounced before, but you've only read, so you say it wrong. And let me tell you, was I saying calliope forever? So
Oh, absolutely.
yeah.
For me, it was epiphany and epiphone. I thought were two words with the same meaning
Oh
for the
wow.
longest time.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a dumb child. I was a very stupid boy growing up. And
Wait, wait. We got a card here, okay? So
oh, sorry. Yeah, let's talk about the
this
card.
is Jinteki. It's a full art. This is the full art treatment that you're getting specifically if you get the Midnight Sun booster pack. So the full release of this when it comes to Midnight Sun, it's not gonna look like this. It'll be more obvious that this is a Jinteki card. You can tell it's a Jinteki card because it has the Jinteki logo back here, and this is actually a bespoke Jinteki line break. We're looking at an ice. It's 3 to res, 2 strength. We're looking at Sentry with the subtype AP. AP generally stands for anti-personnel. It means this ice is going to hurt you. Right now, there's nothing in the modern format that cares about that subtype. Actually, that's not technically true, but kind of true. It says when you res this ice during a run against this server, you may trash 1 card from HQ to do 2 net damage. As a single subroutine, it just does a single net damage and has the flavor text Ethereal Beauty brings sweet death with only a brief touch. Art there by Jack Reeves, and Anemones, mind you, has showed up on Jinteki art before. We'll get to that in a second. Pat, what do you think? It's ice.
I like it a lot. I mean, like as if it didn't have that the when you res text, it would be terrible.
Yeah.
But I love that we're seeing more ice that has this. like condition like it makes you think before you res it if you have the cash. Like there is a reason to wait to res this for a better moment later on. I
Yeah.
think that's very cool. Um, and I think this ability is great. Like I was hoping Jinteki would have a res to do damage, and making this a little bit dangerous, but also costing you a card from HQ. I think is smart.
Yeah, I like that cost. Real quick on chat. Yeah, anemone, it's definitely how you say it. We just goofing around a bit. Artem is saying that's such a smart way to do the booster pack when the set comes out. Now you do have promos instead of dupes. I 100% agree. I think that's makes so much more sense to give you
Right.
an
It makes it worthwhile
incentive
to go.
to buy this now and then wait or not strictly wait for Midnight Sun boost the actual release. Res matters is the thing that we're talking about. And we've seen another card. I don't know how easy it's going to be to pull this up, but Harkarl 1.0 is the other card that was revealed. I guess it's on
See,
the Twitter.
that's another Calliope. I've been saying, "Hey, Carl," this whole time. And no one understands except for my friend
Oh,
Carl.
whoa. That was an hour ago. That's the full art of her Carl from Yakuza. That's sick.
Mm,
Speaking of her Carl, let's pull it up. So basically, that's been a thing that I know we've been talking about on this channel for a while. We really like it when ice is more than just the numbers on it because people do a cold calculation whether
mm,
the subroutines, how much, like basically how bad is the face check, what it costs you to res it, and then how cheaply people are going to break it. And if you look
mhm.
right at anemone with just that alone through that lens, like anemone does not seem pretty good. 3 to res, 2 strength, do single net damage subroutine. That's a subroutine actually you could, in theory, in some situations, never break. Like 1 net damage is over a long enough period of time going to be a
Whatever, yeah.
problem, but like there's some instances where you can just let that fire. Otherwise, you're breaking this for like what, free with Bagalter? For
Mhm.
maybe a credit and a bullet if you're using revolver. Like it's very cheap to break.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
I'm not too familiar with other Stargate, with other startup breakers. I'm not sure what this costs to break with Carmen offhand. Um,
It's also in after image range, so you don't have to
Yeah,
spend
that's
spec
true. It's
credits.
1 credit for after image. I'm pretty sure also your echelon will break this for 1 credit soon enough. So not a really big thing. Nat is crying.
Sorry, it's Gannate.
Grenade, yeah. Um, so like on its own, not very flashy, but this text of being able to, when you res this during a run on the server, and again, during a run on the server is a text clause that shows up on Harkarl as well, just to make sure that there's no combo in which you can res a bunch of these. Admittedly though,
Mhm.
you can do a Surat City grid combo and kill somebody.
Yeah, if you have 3 of these on the same server
Yes, and
and
you
do
can
that
res
sort
them
of thing.
all at once, which you can with Surratt City Grid. We'll look at that if you all
Mhm,
want to see that a bit more. But you have to trash a card, which is a real cost. We've seen this on Anoetic Void too, and the idea that these cards don't play well together is kind of interesting to do 2 net
mm,
damage. And that's really cool because the idea is once you get to the mid to late game, when the runner has all the breakers out, like you can just deal with all the ice and the ice will never harm you. This is the second ice after Kakugo that will always be a relevant net damage trigger through all parts of the game. Right now in System Gateway, or sorry, in Startup specifically, there is no way to prevent damage, is there?
I don't think there is in startup, right?
Yeah, I don't think there
Not
is.
and I think that's, like, intentional.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, it's intentional, but, yeah, I think that's it.
Yo, Schmendrix, how's it going? So the idea is that this is always relevant, and there's some chances or there's some times where you would want to res this, and there's sometimes where you decide not to res this.
Mhm,
For startup, right? Okay, so there's a couple things that we have to go through. Firstly, in standard, right? The idea that you can res this and then do 2 net damage so that they can suddenly are unable to steal Obakata and all that sort of stuff. That's quite interesting. Again, res matters. I'm a fan of that. It's not just how good the economics on this is, the the ability to choose when to res it. In
mhm,
startup, it's a bit more interesting because there's not that much that cares about you accessing and taking damage, right? Like there's no snare. There's Anoetic Void, not Anoetic Void, there's Urtica Cipher.
mhm.
I guess this could matter if you want to hold it till they're running last click because you have some sort of kill combo with
Right,
putative or
exactly. It's
potentially
in hand,
what's it called?
complete image or
Yeah, complete
neurospike.
image or neurospike. Exactly, neurospike's the
Mhm.
one. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
We've also seen Carl 1.0, which is a card that lets you de-res another card. And within the full format, the standard format, excuse me, there's a lot of ways to de-res this card. And there's a chance that just de-resing this is, going to be good in your grinder deck. If your
Mhm.
ice is 3 Kakugos and 3 anemones, and you're consistently de-resing the anemones so that when they run, like, it's just impossible for them not to run centrals and take 2 to 3 net damage. Like, that seems really mean. And I'm kind of scared about this.
Yep.
It is worth knowing, though, that when Nisei unbanned Kakugo and banned personal evolution, they were very clear and said that the Borealis cycle was kind of made around personal evolution existing. So there is a big
Hmm.
chance that when Midnight Sun proper comes out, that we might see personal evolution come back and Kakugo banned. And to some extent, I'm always frightened of these like grinder net damage decks that don't have a really proactive plan, but just are gonna like, toss cards from hand and zap you over and over again if you consider running.
Yeah, I really like the establishment that we've seen of Jinteki. A new like part of the colored pie for Jinteki is having a new cost to pay for certain things like Anoetic Void or Hansei Review or this like up card from hand. Because
Yeah,
Jinteki's always been the faction where the runner has to make alternate cost
yeah.
analyses. Like, oh, credits don't matter so much against Jinteki; it's the cards in your hand that matter more.
Um,
I think that's pretty cool.
Really quickly, Ochen, you're totally right. Snares and startup. I totally forgot about that. I was talking about system gateway in my head, but yeah, you're right. Snare does exist in startup, and this is really interesting too. The fact that you throw a card from HQ, if you do that on an HQ run, you can make it more likely for them to hit your snare, which is kind of fun.
Oh, they yep, true. They change the math of an HQ
Yeah.
access.
But I think Pat, you're totally right, right? Like we saw Jinteki show up in System Gateway as the Archives Matters ID.
Mhm,
And this works really well in theory with restoring humanity. This gets you a face down card in archives, which is nice, right?
mhm.
Um, but unfortunately, like having face down cards in archives within System Gateway or within startup isn't relevant, like besides restoring humanity. Like I think we are all expecting to see a trap or something that you want to put face down in archives so that when they run archives, it hurts them when they try and turn off restoring humanity, something like a shock, right? And like we never got that, which is so surprising. But if
Yep.
an Anemone could throw out away a shock, which is like an old Netrunner card that triggered one and damage as a trap from archives, this would be a perfect combination, right? That's kind of what you want. So it's kind of interesting. Pretty Stone did nothing
Yeah.
wrong. Is this the last booster card? No, Schmendrix. We're still waiting on the
The
Anarch
anarch
one.
card.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, interesting.
I just want
Sorry.
so Frisbee was saying, what are the full arts for? They are for when you purchase just the booster pack and get it printed, they come with the full art style, like templating.
Mhm.
When the actual set, Midnight Sun, the set comes out later on this year, then you'll get the regular Netrunner templating for that.
Yeah. Yeah, this happened if I'm not mistaken. Oh, maybe it actually didn't happen. I think there were participation prizes, but the same treatment happened to the Ashes Uprising booster pack or whatever. It was
Mm.
a Uprising or Downfall, excuse me. But yeah, the same thing happened where those cards were available in full art, and then when they were officially printed in the full set, they weren't. So it's like basically an alt art. It gives you an incentive to buy this pack because you will be buying the card again if you buy the full set.
Yep.
Um,
Also, I really love Jack Reeves' art here and on the other cards that he's illustrated.
what else
He
has
was he
Jack
was
Reeves
one of the
illustrated?
Well, he was one of the illustrators for System Gateway. He did all the criminal programs. So he did Carmen,
Oh, that
Marjana,
tracks. Yeah,
Tranquilizer,
sure. Okay.
and Tread Lightly, which I love Tread Lightly. That's some really interesting art as well.
Yeah, you can search by artists on Advance if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
Illustrator Jack Reeves. So this is actually kind of interesting. We talked about Drez. We talked about what's it called? Oh yeah, it's only System Gateway. Cool, cool, cool. We talked specifically about what's it called? What's that one that HB one that lets you Drez cards? Divert
Not
Power?
not Hakar. Oh, yeah, Divert Power.
Yeah, so
Right.
Divert Power is interesting, right? Oh, Tread Lately is one of my favorite. Divert
Mhm.
Power is really interesting because it lets you de-res this so it gets relevant, and then you can res something out bigger ice for cheaper or bigger cards for cheaper. That's kind of cute. But interestingly enough, like this actually isn't not it's not terrible with Hikaru. Because
Mhm.
I talked about how I'm not a big fan of Hikaru. I said that Hikaru on its own, like the mathematical numbers attached to Hikaru aren't fantastic compared to other things like Eli 1.0, which are in the format. Because Hikaru does brain damage and end the run, where I'd rather a lot of times have two end the run subroutines. And I think Hikaru is only specifically very attractive if there's cards you actively want to de-res in your deck. And actually, there's a lot of Jinteki decks where that brain damage is relevant. If you're trying to kill the runner, giving them 4 permanent hand size is actually quite relevant. And if you can get the Hikaru to res and they can't click through it, so the brain damage hits and the end run hits, and you can de-res your anemone, like that's kind of nice. And melee is 3 influence. This is a barrier which Jinteki really doesn't have in faction. So I honestly think that's actually one of the better use cases right now of Hikaru because I'm not big on Hikaru in HB on its own.
Yeah, I'm sure when the full set drops, we'll see some interesting interactions.
Yeah.
For now, there aren't a lot to make it really worthwhile, but I still like the idea. Like I'll still mess around with it. I'm sure in my first few decks
Yeah.
for with the booster pack.
This is really cool. I think this is exactly what Jinteki Trapper players want, where they set up their traps and they res this and it does damage. Again, it's really scary. It's something you have to play around. If you haven't seen what Surat City Grid is, this isn't within the standard format. I don't think this is definitely not within startup. Is this going to still be around? Oh no, this is rotates. So we actually can only
Well,
do
it
it
broke
for like a couple
for a
months.
brief amount of time, yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully a brief amount of time.
So the idea is that if you res a Surret City grid, whenever you res a card in or protecting a server, so you can res hopefully all 3 copies of your anemone, one after another, discarding 3 cards, and they take 6 net damage at instant speed, which is pretty good. Is awkward with Anoetic Void. It's trashing cards from hand is a real cost. You gotta watch out for that. But like 2 net damage, surprise is nice. The subroutine on its own is not amazing, especially in startup. But the killers in startup are not that good.
Mhm.
The only thing is that trashing the card from HQ is pretty real cost if you're also running Anoetic. Well, it's more than that too, because like we're running into this issue with Jinteki in startup to some extent, where it's like you have restoring humanity, but then you're also playing Anoetic Void, and then on top of that you're playing Hansei Review, and all of these
Mhm.
cards like need you to discard cards from hand, and your card
Right.
draw in faction doesn't exist. So like you're spending influence on obviously like spin doctors, maybe predictive planogram as well, which you don't feel bad about, but like
Mhm.
there's so many cards in that deck that force you to discard other cards. Like it's not, there's no, it hurts. It really does hurt after a long enough period of time.
Yeah.
Only if it's installed in the server that's being run. Yeah, totally. You have to get them all 3 on the same server. It's the same thing with Hakarl. Hakarl only works for the same server. And
Yeah.
that just kind of makes it safe to some
I
extent.
wonder what the Wayland one will be.
Oh, you think they'll all have
Assuming
on
there will
res?
be a
Yeah.
I mean, it would be right, we already have 3 of the 4 corps. I would be surprised if Wayland didn't have,
The Wayland on
like
res just says take a bad publicity.
yeah, no, that's true, that's what Wayland does, yeah. That's a good point, it's a good point.
No, I don't know. We're gonna see like put 2 advancements on a card or something like that, which will be fine.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, yeah.
Yoakim says I searched Anoetic Void and seems so strong and the run after the run. Yeah, it is one of the strongest upgrades in the whole history of Netrunner. It is really, really quite
Mhm,
good. It's actually a reference if you want to search up another card called Caprice Nisse, which was another very old, very strong Netrunner card, and this is
mhm.
basically the reimagining of it.
Yeah, a lot of System Gateway, uh, is cards that kind of call back to the feeling of playing with some older cards,
Yeah,
or it's like taking some older card ideas and kind of updating them for the modern like, what the modern meta kinda looked like. Like, Caprice Nisei was a very powerful card that didn't have a lot of ways to play around it, and Anoetic Void is also very powerful, but, you can kinda predict when it's gonna be able to fire, and it costs the corp a lot.
yeah. Is there any way to prevent those effects? Yeah, within startup, there's definitely a couple. Lucky
Lucky
Charm, I think,
Charm,
is the
yeah,
one I'd most recommend, which
mhm,
basically says as long as you run HQ the turn, prevent an end the run ability from firing. So you can stop that. You can stop Manic Arms Skunk Works. You can stop Anoetic Void. So there's a lot of ways.
yeah. The problem is usually Manic Skunk Works and Anoetic Void are in the same server, and
Yeah.
you can't have more than 1 Lucky Charm out, so but yeah, I think, like, the main way is try to destroy them before they get into that server, and if they're ever both in that server, probably you could ignore it, and they've just spent and, like, the corp has spent their resources protecting 1 server, the rest are up to you from that point on.
Yeah, this is fitting from someone with the handle Mushin Advance. But Mushin's saying, I miss when Jinteki had a bunch of side game cards. Feels like Nisei's deliberately phasing out the mechanic and it makes me sad. I hear you to some extent. I think right now that Nisei and within like the Nisei card pool, I think Jinteki is by far the least, not only the least interesting, but the least like cohesive, by
Yeah.
maybe a mile. And I think a big part of that is like not understanding which direction to go. If I was to guess,
Mhm.
I feel like the Jinteki identity had to be changed late in development within System Gateway because it just does not have a strong, like it doesn't feel as directed as any of the other ones.
Mhm.
For what it's worth though, Nisei did print a side card. They actually printed 2 side game cards. I'd love to see more side game stuff. I think side game is really fun. At
Yeah,
least when it's done in a non like caprice kind of way, maybe.
I would like side games are one of my favorite parts of the game. When I was first introducing the game to some
Yeah.
new people way back in the days, like, okay, so get this, it's like rock paper scissors, except scissors are expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's a super cool idea. It's just that people so often just end up rolling a die. They randomly generate a number, and that's what they're going to do. I think it would be a lot more interesting if there was some way to make the choice more meaningful. Uh, Maybe it should be like 0, 2, and 4 instead of 0, 1, and 2.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who knows?
But you're right. There's just like so much excitement when someone sits down and they have to play a side game. Like I know to
Mhm,
some extent people don't love it when the competitive card game ends on like a rock paper scissors to win steal the last future perfect, but like
mhm.
it is exciting. When he says it's done in a fun way, he means it's not baddie plus next gold. Yeah, to some extent.
What packs are rotating soon? Yeah, we know that.
Yeah, we
So
know.
the booster pack does not rotate anything.
No. But after
When
that,
Midnight Sun, the set comes out, that's when all of Moonbad rotates, and I believe maybe I shouldn't have started talking before I knew for sure.
no, no, you're good.
So all of Moonbad plus Order and Chaos
That's
are
correct.
rotating.
Yeah. So it's
Man, we're
always
losing a lot of.
the
I
la-
loved Order and Chaos.
yeah, Order Chaos is great. But yeah, we lose Order Chaos and Mumbad. Mumbad, very
Mm,
powerful stuff. A lot of stuff that people don't like. The asset spam meta kind of really started there. And Order and Chaos has some strong stuff as well. Bjoken says that that's why you should be aggressive. You're nailing it. That's exactly
yeah,
it.
exactly. Yeah. I also have like there's one of my friends I play against. He doesn't like to play with the wider like Montreal community, but every time I play against him and we're doing side games, I do win the side games maybe
Yes.
3/4 of the time. Like
No.
there's some
Yeah.
people that you just know, like oh
You can read
I
people.
yeah exactly. Like that's what I want more of in Netrunner, reading people. So
It's
like
weird. It's like I believe that you can read people on side games, but I don't believe you can as consistently read people with like shell game Jinteki by putting traps on the table. But I feel like the
yeah,
side games is much more predictable.
hmm
Snowflake is a great side card. Snowflake is one of my favorite side cards. Sold me because it's like
hmm
just annoying enough, just interesting enough. It's expensive to keep working or to running. I guess we have
yeah
like Mind Game or whatever that one's called, but I like Snowflake somehow a bit more better. More push your luck
yeah.
cards. That's not for me. Thank you. Yeah, Mind Game though.
uh yeah, Snowflake was great. Snowflake came out really early on in Netrunner's lifespan as well. Like it like established almost from maybe What Lies Ahead
I think it
or
was
the
the first or
Trace
it was either
Events.
the first or second. I think
Yeah.
was Bullfrog the first? Is Bullfrog even a side game card? I don't
Oh,
think so.
Bullfrog.
I think it actually might have been the first one. Oh no, Bullfrog is probably the first one. Let me check. 73.
Bullfrog came out kind of late in that cycle. I think Snowflake
Oh,
was
Snowflake
early.
15. Yeah, first patch.
Snowflake
Yeah.
is in the first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like yeah, it establishes right away. Hey, here's a new mechanic in the first expansion. Yeah.
Yeah. I really wish I have a group of people that I could play in paper with for that shell game, side game fun. Yeah, Rockman, playing in person's a definitely a different thing.
The funny thing is, like, the shell game is one thing. I've also seen players themselves take the cards in their hand, shuffle them, and then just install a card that they don't know
Well,
face down, and I think that is a power move as well. That's also kind of the opposite of the mind game. It's a mindless game,
have you
but
ever
I love
had
that.
I've had the frustration of playing Skull, you know, the sort of
I love
coaster
Skull.
game against an
I'm
engineer
all
who decided the best thing was to do is shuffle and play random, and I think he's right,
mm,
which is frustrating. It was
yeah,
working out for him.
that's very
Yeah.
frustrating. Uh, yeah.
I want MTG's morph mechanic to be better than it was. I don't actually know what that is, but there was some ice that changed types based on advancements. I remember winning a GNK with a Nisei Division deck. I really enjoyed Nisei Division.
I think Nisei Division was maybe one of the first decks you ever played against me.
Get out.
No, I think so. I have a very clear memory. Maybe it wasn't our first game, but I have a clear memory playing against you at Shea Geeks,
Oh, cool.
and you were playing Nisei Division,
Super
and I was
cool.
playing something with Comet, and I'm probably Ken.
Brandon says, "I wish Sai was built a mechanic like Trace. The design space seems limited by the giant paragraph of text." Yeah,
Mm,
I don't know. To some extent, I don't think it's that limited by text size. Like you can put a lot of things on a card before it's a problem. I do agree that most cards, especially for people who are getting into the game, it's good that you spell out the entirety of the thing. Like Magic's a
mhm.
bit different. Like flying, it's been 20 years. People understand what flying is, but like I like it. Like in Flesh and Blood, where it says the mechanic and then brackets doesn't say the mechanic. And that also allows you to have alternate art cards, potentially that don't have that text in it. We need to delete some decks, Pat. We're at full.
Oh no,
Yeah.
what are we gonna do?
I'm gonna just
What is it?
I'm just gonna Randolph sealed. Oh man, it's so hard to delete these
I know,
things.
right? Like these are memories that I'm deleting from my brain.
Yeah, Mushin Beal. Okay, you're
Yeah,
going.
Thanos. That's exactly what I think was happening, but it's also way funnier to think that they had like four agendas and a snare, and then they just randomly put a card down, like they're playing Skull.
Please don't delete all my decks. Thank you. You're not gonna farm deck slots from your viewers? No, 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 no. All right, Pat. Well, we said we wanted
Oh,
to build a stealth
but
deck,
yes, we
but
should. Yeah. Oh, sorry, we were going to build
if you
a
have
stealth deck.
time, maybe next time can you show Adam playing? I want to revenge my friend by winning. You might be able to search on the YouTube channel. We played Adam actually just after Worlds. Hold on, we'll find it. So there's some good Adam gameplay on this channel. But it's not gonna happen tonight. It could definitely happen in the future. Put them in archives, save them as a text file. I think if you want to go back and watch some Adam decks, the last time we played Adam was just after Worlds, which would be After Party. Streamed 3 months ago. We
Hmm.
played the Adam lists that ended up in top 8 at Worlds. So check them out. They're really good decks too, and they're not that hard to play compared to some of the other Adam stuff.
Yeah, I should let you know I'm not in every video, so you're just gonna wanna keep on scanning until you find one,
You can
but
find
that
out
has
pretty
my
quick,
face
and
in
then
it.
yeah, just tune them
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
Yeah.
just like tune it out.
Oh man, upvote for more Metropole Grid. We just gotta do some spring cleaning. All right, Pat. We wanted to do some more stealth stuff, but I want to check what
Right.
stealth looks like in standard because the issue is like when people play stealth breakers,
Mhm.
they play
Smoke.
smoke, which is a bit interesting. Maybe we could do as. I played as stealth before and had some really good fun with it.
Mhm.
This is the
I like the idea.
one thing
Yeah.
that I've said about specifically about this, and it's a problem that shows up in stealth. And so one thing I really like about this deck is that it's very easy for you to build a stealth deck and then put in 3 different stealth breakers. But I think
Mhm.
actually a lot of times that's the wrong thing to do. Maybe 2 stealth
Right.
breakers, not 3, because ideas of if every single one of your icebreakers requires stealth credits to run, you're really putting a lot of pressure on yourself to make sure your stealth
Yeah,
credits are there.
it's like what we were talking about with Jinteki, like,
Yes.
if every good card requires this new resource that's very limited, you're not gonna get
Yeah.
to use any of them as much as you need.
Exactly. So I like this where they have one really good stealth breaker. Like After Image is quite good, Penrose is pretty all right, and then like you don't run a stealth breaker. Not that any of the stealth fractors, excuse me, are very good. They've never really been. It's weird to think of stealth and fractor in the same sentence.
Hmm.
Yeah, Paperclip is secret stealth breaker. That's exactly it.
Yeah, especially if Black Cat is apparently the worst card ever made, so it's too bad
Um,
about that.
yeah, it's a stealth breaker, isn't it? No, it's
Yeah,
not. Is it?
I think Black Cat is a stealth breaker.
All right, let's go.
Camel Case Black Cat.
Camel
Go
case
look it up.
black cat. Um, so are we doing startup or are we doing standard?
Well, you were wondering about standard. I'm okay with that.
Okay, so first let's look at all the standard cards that have stealth on it. So we have Cold Read, we have Smoke, we have Netmarker. Netmarker is very quite powerful. I think is stealth. No, is text going to do everything?
The thing is, so
Or I guess
yeah,
we
it would
should
have
look
to
for
be text.
subtype.
Like I'm looking at Black Cat, it doesn't have a stealth subtype. It has stealth in
Really?
the text. So yeah, let me check a more recent stealth card, like
Because right now there's
Penrose.
only 6 cards in standard that have the stealth subtype. Now, if
That's
we
right. Yeah.
check
So
stealth on the actual text itself, maybe that's bigger.
X X colon
Oh yeah,
stealth.
okay. So a lot of the icebreakers that are stealth breakers don't have the word stealth on it.
Hmm.
Moose Safecracker? Yeah, Moose Safecracker isn't a stealth card either. Okay, so looks like what we're looking with. So if generally the cards that are labeled subtyped stealth are cards that generate stealth credits, right? Because stealth credits are credits that come from a stealth source, and that's the way you fuel your stealth breakers. So okay, I'm just gonna do full cards. So what are we dealing with? We have Cold Read, which is
Eh.
basically like a dirty laundry or a stim hack or overclock, but it forces you to trash something you've used. Now, while this seems this actually did see a lot of competitive play where people played really aggressive decks and then they would
Hmm.
just trash a card they used during that run, but not the breaker. So they would like click up a mantle or and then trash the mantle itself and then simul chip back. Like there's some interesting things you can do with it that are not very obvious, which I'm kind of
Mhm.
into. We have
Yeah,
Smoke.
exactly, Buchan. It's like a second. It's like a new kind of credit that you can use for most thing. Well, it
Yeah,
depends. But yeah,
inherently
it's a
they
new
have
kind of credit that's more efficient.
inherently they have no gameplay implications. There are just certain cards that are more efficient but require and force stealth credits. Stealth is actually
Mm.
something that went all the way back to the original Netrunner in the 90s. There was stealth and there were also loud breakers.
Noisy. Yeah.
Noisy, excuse me, that were like they destroyed stealth credits and they were also I think they were pretty efficient but like hard to use or clumsy at
Mhm.
least. Cold Raid with Mayfly? Yeah, I guess you could do it. Which you may use only during a run when this run ends. Trash 1 program used during this run. I guess you could trigger this
Hmm.
before the Mayfly trash, right? But it's just
Yeah,
like if you're
guess
playing
so.
stealth, I don't know why you'd play Mayfly, but that's the sort of idea. You played Smoke at Worlds? This year I don't know if I would have, but I feel like there's some years it's okay. You have Netmarker, which is the best stealth card in the game.
By far,
Netmarker
yeah.
opens up this like very common line of play in which you run and then you use one of your recurring stealth credits and you move it to put it on Netmarker, which
Mhm.
basically banks you a credit or a card draw, which is very quite powerful, and it makes every single run into a credit engine, which is very quite good. We have Penumbral Toolkit, which sees very little play. You can install this for free if you run HQ this turn, which it's not like stealth really is specifically pressuring HQ. This is one of the criminal cards from startup itself, and it says when you load or install this, place 4 credits on it. So you're either playing 2 for 4, which is actually very similar to the old Ghost Runner card, which is 1 for 3
Mhm.
stealth credits on a resource. And you can use these only during runs, which is a
Yeah.
weird clause on there, but I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, because you can use these for anything, right? But only during runs, same as Netrunner. Oh no, Netrunner is
Mm,
anything. Excuse me.
yeah, Nemeker is all over the
It's
place.
like
But I
Taka.
like yeah, I like Penumbral Toolkit though. I know it's not the best, but it's like the fact that you could potentially get 4 stealth credits for 0 when those can be so efficient is very cool.
Yeah, this is just like so if you're in standard, like if you have Nemeker and maybe even a Trickster Taka for 3 influence, like you're done.
Mhm.
Like a
Yep.
mantle and smoke is good enough. You almost never need more than 3 stealth credits a turn. So this doesn't show up that much, but like in startup where maybe we're more reliant on stealth credits and maybe we don't have enough, like maybe we can do this. And that's it. And Trickster Taka, mind you, is very important. For 3 influences is a lot. The companions, we have a full set. We played with them today, and this gives you a stealth recurring credit every turn and when you steal. And you have to either take a tag or trash your resource if this gets to 3. So you have to make sure it doesn't get to 3 because taking a tag is generally a really bad idea.
You can yeah, Nemeker is extremely good. Like it is what made stealth
Yeah. It
viable. Like it was not really popular at all until then.
And that's the thing with stealth. Like stealth requires 2 things because you're jumping through some hoops, and inherently you get the ability to have some really efficient breakers. But generally, on top of that, you also want another payoff of some sorts. Sometimes
Mhm.
just having more efficient breakers is enough, but never occurs that sort of payoff that like goes beyond having efficient breakers. Like I think there is some reason that you actually could play a stealth smoke deck and play no stealth breakers, just because Nemeker is so good.
Mhm.
Like I don't. Is that wild? Should we consider doing that?
No, we said we weren't gonna do smoke. Let's do ads
No,
or
but
something.
like, what about if we consider doing smoke but not playing stealth breakers?
Okay, that is cool.
Like, this is just 1
That
credit
is
a turn, and Nemeker's 2 credits a turn.
mhm.
Like, that's 2 credits a turn on a 40
Okay.
minimum. That seems
Okay, so
fine.
what are our breakers if we're not using
What do
like I
shapers
would
play?
say that's a
I don't
great
know.
question. That's a great question. No, we've got
Paperclip,
Angolo.
we could consider Ngolo. Ngolo's
Yeah,
expensive.
yeah.
Gachapon Smokes.
That
Sebastian, how's it going? Yeah, you could
yeah,
consider it.
I would still put like one stealth in there,
No,
like
we
if we
gotta prove a point.
okay, you know,
How's it
you're
going,
right. We're
Derek?
point.
We
Smoke is
gotta yeah.
United Arab Emirates. I think that's what that stands for. So
Let's talk about the payoffs real quick because the idea is that I think there's a chance. Like, it's really silly to not play After Image because it's just such a good payoff card. But I'm saying that there's a chance that we could do it because I think 2 recurring credits is like totally fine.
mhm.
So we have After Image, which is really good. 2 credits to bypass any sentry once per turn is good on its own. It's just still a good breaker. 1 for 2 strength, 1 for 2 subroutines. The only downside of After Image is that it gets hurt. Well, not hurt, but like Anansi is a problem. Anansi, if you bypass it, you take 3 net damage, so you want to break it. Now, this breaks Anansi for 1, 2, 4 credits, which isn't that bad. It has to be 2 stealth credits, but that's still pretty good. You have Blackstone, which is like pretty much not to be considered. I don't even know what the numbers are. 1 for 17, 3 for 4 strength. It's just kind of awkward. Like you're either paying 1 credit or 4 credits. I don't know.
Oh, hey, Vince. Vince is yeah, I says I thought FF killed this game. Holy shit! Didn't realize the game was still alive.
Yeah.
I,
It's
I, I love getting that kind of comment. I feel like every week. Yeah.
How's it going, Vince? Yeah, in short, to catch up on everything, FFG did stop producing this game because they lost the
Mhm.
license. But since then, Nisei has been a community initiative that has continued to support this game. They're running worlds every year. They're putting out new cards. They're doing organized play, and it's been in a lot of ways much better than FFG. Welcome.
Mhm. Yeah, Nisei released a new starter set that is better than either of the core sets
Yeah,
FFG released. Yeah, it's been fantastic. I feel like in the Princess Bride when Inigo says, "Let me explain." No, let me sum up, because there's just too much to explain every time.
yeah. I'd recommend checking it
Or
out. It's in a really good spot right now.
actually, I mean, you've got that macro board. You should just record us explaining it and talking over each other a bit, and then just like hit the button so it cuts off what we're actually saying and just has us giving the spiel.
This card game is made by fans right now. Really awesome. Yeah, it is.
Mhm.
Again, all their stuff, their Twitter account, they're posting stuff, but it's all made by. It's a nonprofit run by fans. So
Yeah,
that does a lot to allow them to do certain things.
yeah. I think both the fact that it's made by fans and the fact that it's nonprofit do like positive things for the development of the game.
Yeah. Um, Speaking of stealth, this is Divey, named after Di Vernon, a Canadian magician. 2 credits to break all subroutines. Use the ability only by spending credits from stealth cards. That's not always that good, right? Like 2 credits to break all subroutines is only relevant when you're breaking something with 3 subroutines. But 1 credit for 1 strength coming in at 1 strength, that's not good, right? Like most ice, you're breaking for 4 or 5 credits.
Yeah,
Reason why this breaker could be considered is that it's AI type, so it actually breaks everything regardless of subtype. So you don't have to
Oh,
find a
that's true.
refractor for
Yeah.
the decoder, so on and so forth. Now, this card
Mhm.
saw almost no play. It did see some niche play for a while for certain stealth decks, just so they had a way to deal with typeless ice like Mother Goddess, which does not have a type, so you need a way to deal with that. Or I think even what Excalibur at the time was
Mhm.
pretty reasonable. So not
Maybe,
really good. It's like really hard to make this card good because none of the like permanent boosting cards for strength work on AIs, and it's just really expensive.
but what
You
if
can't put sorry, you can't put
Baba Yaga?
AIs. You can't put AIs on Baba Yaga.
Damn.
Yeah, I
Ah,
know.
dang it, Baba Yaga.
Man.
Baba
Um
Yaga is definitely one of my favorite, like,
I think it
I can't remember.
rotated.
I can't. No, it's not rotated yet. It was in Flashpoint. Bobby, like, I can't remember if it's like
Oh.
Timmy or Spike or something like, but it's like it's the perfect embodiment of just a silly card that's in there for people to get their like imaginations
Yeah,
flowing.
I think that's Timmy
Uh,
Tammy, but I might be wrong.
mhm,
Like Rhyme, yeah, exactly, like Rhyme. That's another good example,
mhm.
but, like, people don't care about Rhyme. Rhyme is not worth breaking or putting a card in your like, back in the day, there was cards like Rhyme that if you didn't have an answer to, you'd lose. Not Rhyme.
Mm.
Rhyme, you can not have a way to deal with, it'll be okay.
Yeah, deep data, deep dive plus dive V for the name alone. There's got to be other
Deep dive dive
dive.
V. Yeah.
Like, I feel like there should be like a CD subtype bar called dive, something something. We could get more dives in here.
Yo, on the mod, Rhyme plus Lotusfield though. Yo, people are teching you. I like your deck list. We played it obviously at the start excuse me, at the top, but we've heard that you're ripping up the local meta with it. I'm a big fan of it. This is Fox. Not much to say here. This is see no play, and it's so wild that you'd print another killer. Like always the best payoff for stealth decks was always the killer, and this is a really bad killer
Hmm.
compared to
Still
afterimage, and
expensive.
even without afterimage, it's not particularly good.
Yeah.
Houdini's really weird too, because like Houdini exists, but then you have Penrose, or back in the day you had, what was the original stealth decoder?
Refractor,
Refractor.
I
Yeah,
think.
they were all
Yeah.
better than Houdini. So
Yeah, Refractor was just so much better than Houdini from the start, I think.
yeah.
I can't
Uh
remember what Safecracker does.
Moose Safecracker lets you spend for multi-axis, a one credit for
Oh, of course.
HQ, two for R&D. I know I've complained about this card classically, just because if you're playing stealth, you want a payoff card, the way that Netmarker is a payoff card in standard, and this is the startup payoff card, and it's really bad and expensive.
Mm.
Considering that you could play Docklands Pass just to have HQ, and kind of like that's it, I guess. Like I don't like it. And
Hmm.
McCurry, we talked about great. Penrose is really good. 1 for 3 strength is actually quite good. And you can play this in startup. And there's a lot of 5 strength code gates in startup. We're looking at you, Anger Flush. We're looking at you. Mouses is in it. There's another 5 strength code gate that's really annoying in startup. I forget what it is, but it's like pretty
Toll
ubiquitous.
booth, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Tollbooth is
know this
there.
what you're talking about, but I
There's a
can't.
bunch of five
I'm sure.
strengths in startup that are like a real pain in the ass. And you can strength to Baba Yaga. Fox power increase is not effective even through stealth crit. It's like in no way
Yeah,
good.
exactly. Like it's just not that useful, even with
Yeah.
the stealth credit.
No, it's just bad. Ravana, yeah, Ravana's there too, but Ravana's a bit more niche. There's a couple. There's like 1 or 2 more 5 strength that are like super common. I was thinking of Slot Machine, but Slot Machine isn't startup. So Pat, what do you want to do? Do you want to do stealthless stealth, or do you want to do stealth in non-smoke?
Let's do stealthless
Okay,
stealth.
let's see what
See
running
what
looks like.
we can. Yeah, so we've got like we've got smoke and 3 netmarker,
Okay,
and then we'll just see what happens, I guess.
don't want to interrupt, but this is super awesome. Do you order cards from Nisei? Yo, Vincent, you're not interrupting. Or is it still played on that online site? I need to research this
Both.
more. No, so yes and no. Well, yes to basically everything you've said. Jinteki.net, you can play online for free. You
Hmm.
can go here and play. It's great. It's a free website. Make an account. You can play. It's there. If you're playing in person, and in person games have been a bit tougher over the last year for obvious reasons. In person play is starting up again. We actually did not talk about that. Nisei just announced their new Q1 game night kit, which has a lovely Chiashi and Afshar in it, with some really nice abstract digital art, or
I
like
like the Ashar a lot.
cyberspace digital art.
Mhm.
Um, if you want to show up to an event and play in person or play against your friend in physical meet space, you can either go to Nisei.net and they have pay what you want print and play files. So you can just have them printed however you feel fit. There's also links to websites like Make Playing Cards and Drive Through Cards, or Drive Through Games. I forget the title. And they will basically charge you $30 to $40, and they will ship you professionally printed cards. That's what I have for all the Nisei sets. So you can pay some amount of money and get all the cards and have them physically. Now you can take those cards and play in person, play in events. That's fantastic. And on top of it, maybe the most important thing is that anytime that you go to a Nisei organized play event, proxies are allowed. So even if you
Absolutely.
don't have some of the old cards, so the FFG cards that are hard to find, and some of them are still legal in the standard format, you can just photocopy them. You can just print them. You can draw your own as long as it's within reasonable, people can tell what you're playing with. But like
Mhm.
Nisei wants accessibility of this game to be as high as possible. You can literally proxy it. You don't have to spend $1 and you can still play Netrunner at the highest level. So go get a printer or find one at your local employer or school or whatever.
Yeah, the starter set that I mentioned that's better than any core set FFG put out is called System Gateway,
Yeah,
and if you get the System Gateway bundle, it has all a full play set. Unlike the other core sets, it has a full play set of all the cards if you get the bundle.
yeah, it's great.
Uh, just really nice. It's like split into two starter decks to help you learn, and then additional cards to help you like learn to build decks, and from there you can explore.
Okay, smokeless smoke. So the
Smokeless
idea is that we
smoke.
have one recurring credit to use for icebreakers. That's a credit a turn. Okay, take that, Kate. And we have net recur, which basically once we spend the credit, we get the credit onto a stealth card. Okay, so the
Right.
idea is that we have 2 credits of value every turn. We want to be running a lot, so let's try and build a standard deck that wants to, make value from that. So
Mhm.
what is our breaker suite? That's the first part I think we need to answer when we build any sort of these decks. Because
Absolutely, yes.
Shaper's a bit less obvious. Like criminals, you know what you're playing. Anarchs, you know what you're playing. For Shapers, you have a couple more options.
Mhm.
So what are we thinking? We could do aggro Atman, and do Atman and Leech, which is pretty aggressive and is always fun.
Mhm.
Cleaver is great with Penrose. Yo, Antoine, I'm thinking of actually like not playing any stealth breakers. Like,
Yeah, we're intentionally trying to
yeah, it's
make the
obviously
meta by proving smoke is good, which no one has really proven before.
no. I think people know Smoke is good. I don't think Smoke is. There's not
I
been a lot
think
of
we're
metas where she's the best because Ice
we're
isn't there.
we're breaking new ground.
Cleaver is great with Angolo. Yeah, that's a good point.
Mhm.
Since Angolo covers your weaknesses, yeah. So Angolo is a very, very, very powerful card. It's expensive to get down. It takes up a lot of MU, but once you're down, you can deal with anything basically. And maybe we pay off that Angolo cost by the net recur and the smoke credit. Now, the one thing I'm worried about Angolo is that is actually quite expensive. We can't be running every single turn unless we're running specifically low strength code gates. That doesn't happen all that often. Never miss a beat. Yeah, on the mod recovered really quickly. Yeah, so we can consider Angolo. I think we
Yeah,
want still like low cheap breakers, like yeah, Cleaver as mod is saying.
I wish I knew what kind of store Pier 1 was. So, like, when someone says that smoke is solid Tier 2, I can say like, "Oh, well, I think Nat is Pier 1." But I don't. But again, I don't really know what kind of
I
store it is, so
think
the joke doesn't make a
it's
lot of sense.
work clothing.
No, I also thought it was Akipura at first because there's an Akipura right next to a Pier 1
Oh,
that I
it's
used to
home
play today.
furnishing?
Yeah, home decor.
What am I
What's the
thinking?
place?
There's
I'm
like
thinking of a place that sells, like, silly gifts, like silly,
Spencer's gifts?
Spencer's Gifts, is that it?
It was furniture? Is that not a thing anymore?
Andre, we have to focus on this
Yeah, I know.
deck.
So Cleaver was the option, but then I kind of went straight to Paperclip because Paperclip is obviously just very quite good. Cleaver actually has a chance of being better than Paperclip at 3 strength. Like, what barriers are we worried about?
I don't know, are we gonna include something like Leech just to help out with
Yeah, I think
the
we could if we're
at
aggressive
least 6
enough,
strength?
right? Like we could do Cleaver. We don't really need to do Buzzsaw because we have Paperclip, but like we could consider doing it. The issue is like we can't get too caught in the ways of our of mod stack because we're not gonna have access to ice destruction, right? Just dodge
Mhm.
Acme. Yeah, we'll Angolo that. I hope.
And maybe Gachapon because, like, Netmarker is virtual, and it just gives us one more way to possibly
It's
pull
a
it.
lot of
That's 2.
influence.
Is it 3, I think?
That's two.
That's 2.
Or like I think we're just better off playing card draw. I don't know.
Hmm.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Spencer's has a silly adult gift. It's always the most. Yeah. So that's
Oh, yeah,
just where
yeah.
you bought like naughty t-shirts and stuff like that.
Penis-shaped lollipops and
Yeah.
penis-shaped lamps.
Turning wheel is virtual. Turning wheel is quite good. We need a multi-access here. Shaper has access to what's it called? To conduit, which we
Mm.
could consider. Ah, are we just playing Rizekis? Shit.
No!
They're hard to play with Ngolo for what it's worth, let
Yeah, true.
alone.
We're gonna run up against,
Okay, hold on.
against, MU. What's our
I
consul
am
also?
convinced that we are running into the strategy where we're gonna like we're so quickly hitting the shaper singularity of us putting all the shaper cards together and
Yeah.
like just being happy with it. I think we need to
What
like
what
do a
we wanna
hard pivot.
exactly. What we wanna
No.
do is we're gonna do
We're an
Everything
aggro runner.
second tier.
No, no,
Second
no, no, no.
tier
I
every
don't mean that, but we're an aggro runner. Like I'm at the point where our console is gonna be not Paragon. It's gonna be Penny Shaver. Like this is where I
Okay.
want us to be. Like I want to be red team
Mhm.
smoke, you know? This is
Okay,
what I want us to
sure.
do. So our breakers are going to be the cheapest, most efficient breakers, period.
St
So what are the
um,
best breakers?
hmm,
Is it
hmm,
it's not Unity, is it? But it's paperclip, nano, not nanotech, Bugalter. Check the
and
minimalist? What do you mean?
I guess Unity?
Euler cleaver
Is
clip.
is it Euler?
It's Euler.
Didn't we settle on
Yeah,
Euler?
it's
Yeah.
Euler. I say Euler every once in a while just to keep things fresh. You know how it is.
Yeah, I think keep everyone on their toes.
Yeah. You think Euler is actually watch the Unity denier? It's just like it's a setup card. Like it's not good for aggression.
Mm.
Yeah, I think Leech. I do like Leech a heck of a lot. The Rizekis probably aren't gonna make it.
Andre hates Unity, the card, and the concept.
Oh,
Very difficult to, like,
pie.
maintain friendships.
Oh my god.
I don't know what's wrong with me, man. Like, you put me on camera and I just no, that's not true. I'm also pretty shitty in person. See you tomorrow, by the way. Thank you for
Yeah, yeah, I'm
letting me
excited. We're
over
playing
here.
too many bones in person tomorrow. It's gonna be sick. I
Yeah,
think
can't wait.
Oiler's much better for aggression. I think it's super underrated. I'm gonna try you, Sangren. Do you
Mhm,
actually play like 3? Because you're gonna aggressively like simul chip this nonsense in?
mhm.
We're too aggressive for Rizeki, right? Like we're dream netting.
Right, right, exactly, yeah. DreamNet,
Ferris Oiler.
I mean, yeah, our economy is all burst, right? It's
Paperclip and
except for
Plongi is
Netrunner.
good. Hold on, Down what is this list? Aesops? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think we have time to set up. We're just gonna be just going. Houdini 3X? No, this is why Houdini? Spooned like I would do Ngolo spooned. I don't think I would do Houdini. Maya? Is that even a card anymore? I guess so. Why? Overclock SMC? Yeah, I think we're gonna play Overclock. Obviously, we have Dirty Laundries in here. It's a weird list. I'm interested about it. Okay, hold on. Bugalter 30X spoiler. I don't know. Simul chip. How many influences chisel? Like 5? We're looking for a
I
janky
think
deck?
it's gonna be
Yeah,
5.
but I think we want to go like fundamentals. How's it going, Jason? Ferris Oiler. Very choice. Chisel's like 5, right? 4. Okay. Well, we're at 15 already, so that's solved that. Okay, what else is very aggressive now that we have no influence? I guess we hit neutral and go. 2x Oilers, fine. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Dirty Line, sure gamble. Diesel's good enough. Top Hat.
Eh,
Is that better than Conduit?
is it better than, like, Maker's Eye if we're going for
I think Petrograph maybe is worth considering. Makes you faster. I think we just want the money of running. We want to be able to have every run charge every run. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Are we gonna do Creative Commission too?
Yeah.
Mhm.
We run last click though, so I don't know how we're gonna play that. Top Hat goes down for 0. Yeah, Top Hat's real cheap. It just doesn't end the game. It just makes the game awkward. Okay. Hold on. We're looking.
Well, I think Top Hat, you don't see which cards,
No, Top
right?
Hat. Okay,
Like
Top Hat is like, yeah, exactly. It's quintessentially a card that people look at and be like, oh, this is the best card in the game, but it doesn't work the way that you ever think it does. Whenever you make a
yeah.
successful run on R&D, you have to name 1 to 5 and you access only that card. So if you want to see
Mhm.
5 cards, it's 5 runs. You don't get to see all the 5 cards and then choose 2. You have to just name a number. Yeah, you don't know what the 5 cards are. No, this is another card that when it was revealed, people, myself included, thought it was absurd. But that's just because this text it leaves a lot for interpretation.
Yeah. If you have ways of identifying what's in the deck or you've done, like, runs before, yeah, it's interesting. That's
Is
I don't
Patron
think
still a
anyone's ever
card?
Yeah, it's in Moombud.
Okay.
That's an interesting idea.
Okay, we want just aggro, like opposite of Cyberdelia. We want anti-Cyberdelia.
Mhm. Bukim, that's a great question.
Why use it? No, no, there's a lot of reasons to use it. The idea is that if you can run R&D cheaply, you can see 5 cards over 5 runs. It also allows you to
Mm,
see deeper when you know the top cards. Specifically on top of it, there's a card that says, look at the corp shows you the top 5 cards of the deck, so you know the order of them. So Top Hat has a good payoff. Mirror
Yeah, no,
Mirror
that's
is a
true.
terrible card.
Yeah, if yeah, it's true. But if you run a second time on R&D and you already know what's on top, you might as well use Top Hat to see what's coming up next.
Yeah.
And then it's a new access. It's like every access of R&D can be a fresh access, and that's pretty cool.
Sorry if I was a bit harsh on Mirror, but Mirror is a card that like never saw any play, even smoke decks, because your console should be giving you more than 1 credit a turn.
Mhm.
Now,
Ooh,
maybe
Top
the
Hat, find
Mirror
the truth. Hmm.
top hat find the truth, find the truth. Oh yeah, right. Like if you know the top card, that's cute. Actually, find the truth kind of
Yeah,
makes sense in this deck.
yeah. If you know the top card isn't worth it, then you can still go for the next card.
What?
That's pretty cool.
Oh, so we have a console penny saver. I'm feeling okay about that. If we were a bit slower or like a bit more controlling instead of like being aggro, we could consider. And actually, it might be right to play the other console, Paragon, instead,
Mhm.
because we can draw mid run with smoke, and maybe we're
Yeah.
not running twice a
Also,
turn.
I was about to say we're not running more than once per turn most of the time, right?
I hope we are.
Well,
I really
yeah.
hope
Okay.
we are.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you can hope all you want.
Yeah, I know. None of these look good, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Palangi? Yeah, we'll play
Well,
Palangi.
we only have to put 11 more cards in here.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Uh,
Paragon Smoke, the memes can be dreams. Paragon Smoke's good. Amakua, yeah, Amakua is probably like what we want to be at. It's just like it's hard to rely on it. There's a lot of virus hate out there. Like we
what were
consider
you thinking?
sorry?
I was about to say, what were you thinking, DreamNet? Even though we're not getting the full value,
I don't know,
just like
maybe. I feel like Nemercur is DreamNet, right? Like it's the same thing as DreamNet.
sure, yeah, true.
You don't know the top card? Why not RNG key? Uh we don't know the top card, but you're right. Nikes, how's it going by the way? RNG key does work really well. RNG key actually like I'd consider in this deck because RNG key is fun. How about
Hmm.
using stealth breakers instead of normal ones? If we did that, we'd be making every other smoke deck in the world, and that's exactly what we're setting out not to do.
Yeah, the terrible curse that Andre
Oh, I can't play
is
turning wheel.
under
Shit.
forces him to come up with new decks every single week, and we've done stealth quite a bit at this point.
What a terrible night for a curse. Not taking find the truth, Jamar. How's it going? We don't have the influence, right? Like we'd have to cut something heavy for that. It's hard. No, we're entertainment. Like we. Oh, this would actually be an okay deck for Psych Mike, but it's just not how our multi-X is working. Man, this is what I want. I want our runs to be as cheap as possible, right? Like red team. Is Paragon less influence? Yes.
Oh, there you go, perfect.
Okay.
What does that 2 influence give us? Or
Single red
1
team
red team?
feels underwhelming.
But we'll probably see it every game. Like we're 40 cards, we draw a lot.
You can hope. Okay. I
Who
still feel
should
like we don't have enough. We don't have enough
no?
pressure. Like I feel like a top hat isn't it. It's probably conduit. Is this a
Mhm.
modded deck? Wait, modded is not a legal card, is it? Damn it.
No, modded hasn't been in here for a while.
Shit. Casts like seems good enough. It's not aggro, but like you put it down and you forget about it. That's good.
Mhm.
Um, man, is this actually like a penumbral toolkit deck? Is it? No.
Is it finally time?
Is it?
Let's
No.
let's do it. Come on.
No.
Come on for the kids.
No overclock SMC. I think we're gonna get there. I think we
Maybe
could.
jailbreak?
It's like
Like I know we're relying on conduit, but
how it's so hard to build a deck and not put Beth in it, right? Like we're all agreed on this.
Mhm.
Oh, jailbreak. Yes, I like jailbreak a lot.
Jailbreak is one of the best shaper cards according to Isengrin's site.
Wait, jailbreak is shaper card? Oh, Pat, I think you froze. No, no, no,
No,
no.
no, what? No, sorry. I was just being pensive, but I understand why you'd think I froze.
Turning wheels one influence. Yeah, I know, I know. I think we're gonna go for something else though. I think we have to cut some cards potentially, but I think we're gonna go for conduit. It's unfortunate we have conduit and leech. Like maybe we do just cut a turning wheel in here somehow. What do y'all think
Do
about
we
this?
I mean, this feels like it's gonna really stretch our MU.
Yeah, let's look at that. We
Am
have
I wrong
5
there? Like,
MU. We have SMCs, which are awkward. Plonky Leech, are a bit awkward. It's
mhm,
gonna be a better 2 influence than red team. I think you're totally right. Like I think turning wheel is more impactful than this. I just want to make our runs cheaper. Did you consider
mm,
equivocation? Not really. Like equivocation's not. I don't love equivocation because like what are you seeing on the top of the deck and then you're giving it to them? Like we might as well just play conduit because giving them
mm,
cards like that's bad for us. Cleaver saves you influence and makes better use of leech. Oh, you're right.
hmm. I like that.
3 influence now. Find the truth. I
Mm,
feel like we need
and then
turning wheels.
Mhm.
But now the Psych Mike is oh, it's not awful with Turning Wheel. You know, Stealthbreaker sure would make your runs cheaper. Stop it. What are you talking about? I don't. This it's not true. Is it standard? Yes, it is. Okay, this doesn't look terrible. 43 cards, one influence. That looks more suspect. If anyone has a good one influence card suggestion.
Yeah, sorry. Do you want me to ban Stoppable for trolling the stream? I feel like just being
No,
very
no,
rude.
no. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Think you chucked on
Mhm,
mute. I cut Palangi. Yeah, hopefully our breakers are good enough that we don't even need the Palangi.
mhm.
I still think MU is going to be a bit tight. Conduit's only one. Leech, Bugalta Cleaver. Yeah, we might want like a better MU card or something.
Like,
You might
do
have
you want
trouble with
Conduit and
Bran.
Turning Wheel? That feels like
Wait, did we just play an
I don't know.
admin?
Hmm.
I feel like a single admin gives us so many options when we have double Leech, right? Knows one influence. Respect. Maku is one influence. Actually, that seems good too.
Mm.
Maybe that's better than Amen, but Amen lets you just not sweat this tough stuff, and like Amaku does the same. Like Amaku is not
Deuce is
often
Wild is
better.
also good for our our game plan of just being aggressive
Yeah, this
running.
is okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is not bad. Guru Devinder. Opening hand? Oh, we got the Nemercury so that we win these. Psych Mike seems like a stretch, but I think we're gonna play it.
Sure. I think we have a lot of money anyway,
Street
but
Magic is one influence.
ooh,
I don't know why you'd play Street Magic though. It doesn't really do anything.
against a Carl is going to be very helpful.
That's
Don't want to
true.
take any brain damage, you know?
If it's gonna rotate.
You don't. Oh, that's
Yeah, no, I know.
people always forget about Carl.
Hey, Carl.
Hey, hey.
Okay, we have one influence. I think this is something we have to just sort out, and we're pretty good to go. I'll play a 42 card deck. I'm a bad boy out here. Do we ever cut an SMC? All the mod rights. What about and now it's stalling for time.
Hmm.
3
I
cost
think
MU
drop one SMC, put in
that
put
makes
in
runs cheaper.
put in deuces.
3 cost MU that makes runs cheaper. Altamont, I don't know what you're describing. Hardware?
Cyberdelia.
Oh, f off. No, it's not influence. There's no way. Oh, stop it. I'm being trolled now. Okay, opening hand. Fine, great. Turning wheel, run R&D. I really like jailbreak at the beginning. We have a conduit. I feel like we could get there.
Hmm,
I feel
hmm.
like okay, what we need is more sustained economy because if we're locked out of all servers, our deck has no economy whatsoever.
We've got Beth.
That's not economy.
It's a
Paul up
lot
for
of economy.
Anoetic. Yeah, Paul up is fine. Paul up is not the worst. Like I feel like this is unfortunate reality, but I don't think we have enough economy to like not consider playing a telework contract.
Hmm.
Right? Like this is 8
I
credits on a single card.
don't
That
think.
is more money than most of our deck.
I think if we put a one of Paul up in this deck, there's a good chance we won't see it in the one game we get to play of it tonight.
Yeah, that's true, but that will happen with any one
Yeah,
influence card.
that's
Here
yeah.
we go, adding more cards I
We
know. Bjorken says, I don't understand Street Magic. Why the order of subroutines? There's a lot of ice that says do something terrible to you, do something terrible to you, end the run. And if you choose the order, you hit the end the run first, and then the do something terrible subroutines. It's bad though. It's not
yeah,
a very good card.
it's so situational.
Yeah.
You cannot predict what ice. Well, you can, but
Cast is very bad versus yellow. I think is Telework better than casts? I think so. If we're getting enough click compression off Nemeker off card draw, we might be okay.
hmm.
Okay, so look, this is what we have to do. We just hit every single button that's not Shaper, and then we hit Influence
Have we
1.
sort by influence?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we pick the first one that seems reasonable.
Crypt. DJ Fenris.
Misdirection's a good card too. We can't toolbox that hard. Oh, DJ Fenris is
Mhm.
actually probably it. I'm feeling okay about actually Pad Tap is probably it.
Hmm. Investigative journalism.
Cortez is a good card too. I think we probably play Pad Tap, right? To slow him down?
Yeah, sure.
Also Rebirth? No, we can't Rebirth that smoke. Okay, cards we can cut. How about No One Home? I'm not really worried about net damage or tags. Like I don't like so cards like No One Home are tech cards. Like these are the silver bullets that do nothing in like 60% of the matchups, but are very important in the other 40.
Mhm.
that I would only put into a deck if I'm specifically catering to a huge weakness to the deck or to a meta that I'm walking into that I know. And we're playing JNet casual lobby, so not really
I
reasons for
feel
either
like
of those.
maybe you could drop one self-modifying.
Yeah, I'm okay with
I
that.
is that
Yeah.
strange?
No, no, no. I'm into that.
'Kay.
I even might
Uh,
consider second admin and might maybe just be an admin deck, but it seems okay. Like the thing is like you cut a psych Mike. Like that is our worst 41st worst card. But I'm
but we
not
won't
going to do that.
but we're gonna
Yeah.
cut telework instead.
Yeah, we're gonna cut no, no, no. We're gonna cut we're gonna play 42 cards pad because the jailbreak psych Mike interaction, that's money for days.
That's just money on the
That's just
table.
free money. Okay. Fire Without Smoke is like an agency around here that does video game trailers. We can't name it that.
Hmm. Well, wouldn't it be smoke without fire?
Two cast, one telework? No, I'll do the other way. Smoke Without Fire. Yeah, there you go.
Noisy smoke. Hmm.
Print screen for backup. I think you're right that two cast one telework is probably better because we want to be aggressive, but I just don't believe. I feel like this will hedge our matchups where we can't be aggressive more than cast might. One Amakua, I feel like admin does like our breakers are really good with low strength, which is what admin does anyway, so it might not make that much sense. And we have admin
Mhm.
for high strength stuff, so I feel like the admin might just take it. I almost just hit this button to name it Metropolitan Grid Live because I'm so used to doing that when we hit JNet.
Mhm.
What's it called? L? No. Oh, format? I've never changed that button before. Let's go.
All right, 42 cards. Let's do this.
Try to find space for Docklands Pass. I think I'd like that, but I think Turning Wheel is going to get there for us.
Mhm.
Oh, this is ugly. You see what I'm seeing?
Oh, what's going on there?
No idea.
Hmm.
Hmm. Good luck. Thank you. I like Angry Smoke. I feel like there's so many deck lists with the name Angry in it.
Yeah, what's going on, people? You okay? We can talk it through on the stream.
All right, Sage Tella. That's a.
Some nights it's just like a group session,
No, it's
you
usually a group
know?
session. What is this?
Yeah.
Restoring Humanity? Okay. That doesn't seem like we should be worried. Wait, there's a pad tap in this deck?
Yeah, we put one pad tap in.
Oh, we
It's our
got
one.
Paragon Psych Mike. We keep this hand. We put down pad tap. We get money off of their money. Hey, thanks. You
Absolutely.
too.
Let's do it.
All right. So they're watching the stream. Smoky smoke. Upgrade on R&D. Is this going to be a? Oh my god! If that is what's it called? Wanza,
Wanza?
and then we Psych Mike Wanza gain 700 credits.
Oh my god, yes.
Like this is the issues. Like we can't run with 3 cards in hand. But I'm gonna do Paragon, turning with turn. No,
No, just put down Psych Mike and run.
no, because it's gonna be like a Hokusai, and then we're gonna be destitute. We can't do that, Pat. Did they mull?
Okay.
So this is where any of our aggressive deck building is going to fall apart because we're just playing against traps. Book alter to the bottom of the stack, no. Hansei review, classic. Looks like it's a Rashida in the remote would be my guess.
Mhm.
So we want to get down the pad tab. We'll draw this, and then we'll just put the pad tab down, I suppose.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, getting click impression on draw would be good. Like, I don't know, Earthrise seems a bit expensive, but I guess Nevercur will get us there. There you go. Rashida, we gain a credit off pad. They have a lot of options. We know they have a Hansei in hand, which they can easily play. There goes our pad tap. Ah, fucking. This is where you want Fencer for now. So the issues if it's a Hokusai, like we need to get our bulk altar down first.
Yeah.
Draw. We have to draw again because we can't run.
Uh, that's a good question, Floofy.
Does segment give you credits for accessing installed upgrades? Yeah. Yeah, because you accessed it for sure.
Mhm.
I thought you'd run server 1, but you didn't. We could have. I'm not actually sure what their end the run would be early here on server 1. But the problem with this sort of matchup is like they do a lot of net damage. I guess we have simul chips, so we shouldn't be too precious about it. Maybe we should actually forced it. Okay, I want to get this down. I think our turning wheels are probably important. We can draw. I guess we run archives and then play the book altar, the filter draw. I don't know how relevant that is. I don't think there's anything we don't want to travel. I imagine it's border control. Yeah, it could be. There's no cortex lock. There's nothing that just like ruins you. I think we'll just take a credit here, which I guess we might as well run archives then to get the credit and the filter. Nemercur,
Oh,
no.
we've got a hello from Oz. That's
Hey, chef,
nice.
how's it going? Happy Friday, yo. How's it going down there? Ooh, second Rashida. They probably have a lot of agendas in hand. The issues are going to run HQ once and die to punitive Wanza, so
Hmm.
it is what it is.
Bucum, I think the reason Andre didn't run server 1 is because against Jinteki, you're more likely to see a lot of net damage, and we have valuable one-off cards in our hand. Am I wrong there?
No, I think we could have done it on turn 1 when they had less than 8 credits. When they have 8 credits, it's different. So we're overclocking here just so that we can trash the Hokusai. If it's a Mwanza, we die. Yeah, it's a Mwanza. We
Uh-oh.
lose. Mwanza's like my least favorite card. Neurospike, okay. Snare, they can fire that. And
Okay.
now we die. Neurospike. Punitive. Classic.
Okay. Interesting.
Now we have to trash this, which is
Yeah.
fine. So if they score an agenda, they can't kill us now. Why not Nakir before the first run? We probably could have considered doing that, but then we're more likely to die to damage. We have 2 of these. We probably could have done it, because then we could have drawn, right? We just have to boost this. Yeah, that's probably wrong. I forget that we're smoke. I don't think we're playing this very cleanly. We'll flip the tag.
Weather here is all right. It's been snowy earlier in the week, but it's calmed down now. We've got like a nice layer of snow on the ground here.
Okay, so we've lost the game. Because they're going to score at a 5-3, an Obakata, and they're going to do either punitive if we steal it, or they're going to do double, what's it called?
Double neuro.
Double nerf if we
Yeah.
don't steal it. So we have no way to get a 6 hand size, so this is likely GG, unless we SMC and have enough money to run that, but then we still need Obakata. It could be a 2-pointer on the bottom. With them having punitive and double neurospike in hand, I think there's no way. I think they're on 6 3-pointers and no way to actual score out. So tell us a 40-card deck. Do they actually count? Yeah, there's no way that they're not on points. I think that's it.
Super efficient.
The best thing we could do here is run R&D and hope that they res Mwanza, but like we can't steal double Obakata, so we'd have to hit like bacterial.
Yeah.
We could top deck a Diesel. We can't pressure their money. I think that's it. Yeah, we have no net damage. If you can't weather 2 near specs, it's 2 turns time. In 2 turns time? I thought it'd be, oh yeah, in 2 turns time. Right. Oh right, 2 turns. Yeah, Sangren, that's a good point. Okay, so it's not over yet, but it's basically near over. Okay. So the SMC on the table is important, but I don't think we really want to show it right away.
Okay.
So we could conduit R&D and Mwanza. We'd have to not hit certain amount of snares. We have no disruption for hand. So yeah, I think that's over. I think we made some bad runs, but like I don't understand how you deal with Mwanza outside of Stargate. Like Mwanza is super frustrating design to me. Like it's just the right play is don't run centrals, which sucks.
Hmm.
I've been playing Root Digital a lot lately. Came out be really good once you get about 40 games. Yo, Spear, how's it going? The Root Digital implementation is really cute.
Does Root Digital have like an asymmetrical kind of play by email style
I don't think
game deal
so.
where I can actually check in? No, that's too bad.
No. If it's one punitive, why not steal it? Because it's very likely to be Obakata, which means we'd take 4 damage, and then we'd have to weather at 3 to 6. So it's very unlikely. It's definitely the right play. Like we have to risk it. With 25 credits, like it's so unlikely.
Yeah, Bucum, that's kind of like because they're playing both punitive and neurospike.
They're definitely on
They
3
can damage
elbows.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they can damage us no matter which way that agenda goes. Like if we want to steal an agenda, we have to outmoney them to prevent
Yeah.
the punitive death.
The issue is again, like we were meant to run to get our money. Not that I actually would have got a lot of money this turn or this game.
Mhm.
So it's hard for us to interact with them because they had double ones on central. But yeah, anything that does net damage prevention, like yeah, Antamad is saying Anacom is a huge thing because Anacom, if we trash an event, we draw. So we basically have technically 6 hand size as long as we're slightly lucky. Otherwise, you can just have more money than them. You can have Imp, you can have Cleaver, or not Cleaver, Carnivore. Like there's a lot of ways to deal with it actually. I think we're gonna try it here. Like we could creative commission, but then we don't have enough cards in hand. Do we draw once? I don't think so. Like I think if anything, we'd credit here. That we could run once and the last click creative. Like that's our best bet. That they
Yeah,
don't have
that
double
makes sense.
punitive. Oh, it's a vanilla. Okay. That's surprisingly annoying. Do we Atman 0? That's for 4? No, we just Wait.
Might as well just take
Oh, it's in
everything.
hand. We have to add minute 0. Oh, that's fine.
Very funny.
That's
At
fine.
minute 0. Yep.
Break a subroutine. I'll take the middle one. Thank you. Sage has a great deck. And also Salem's really nicely tuned. Oh, this deck? Yeah, Salem's is really important for this sort of matchup. What is
Mm.
happening? What happened to JNet? What is
What's happening?
happening?
Oh, boy. Well, we did it. It's because we're running a stealthless smoke.
What? I can't even hit yes.
Mm.
So we just have to, no, now we 100% lose because it's Obakata.
Yeah, we have no
So we can
chance.
run R&D. They want some. We hit 2 agendas before that we hit a
Yep.
snare.
Schmendrix, yes. I was actually in the playtesting group for the ones after
Oh,
these
they're
2, but I still
rezzing. Wait, that has a chance of losing them the game. You definitely don't res here.
that's a good
Neurospike. No. No
play the
action.
non-async route. It only takes
Game.
anyway, yeah, there we go. Schmendrix, I love both the new decks. Like the illusion one seems like it's going to be very annoying to play against, but I love time reaction stuff, and the divine deck looks really fun. Has a lot of fun ideas in there. I like crystal armor. That's gonna be great.
All right. I think we had no chance in this. We
No, no,
do
no.
not have any money. We have no damage
Hmm.
prevention. We are going to force to interact with them. Man, do I not like Wanza. What do you think? Oh, hey, Drunk, how's it going? This sort of shell of like Wanza City Grid, Neurospike, Punitive, is, you know, very tried and true. The big question is like also like what are the tech cards to deal with certain things? I think we have a next to 0% matchup. I think you resing the Wanza last click was potentially game losing because if we hit 2 of your 3-pointers, you lose the game there. So I don't think you do that. But I don't think we can win that, which is an issue for us. Interesting enough, stealth would not have mattered there. How does net recur work? You can draw mid run or when you spend a credit off of it. Like, does net recur actually make you survive?
Yeah, because
What
you can draw mid run. Sure.
Wanza players were Bacteria and Obokata? Yeah, totally. Wanza is it is what it is. Oh no, it's during a run, so we can't. Yeah, so I thought we could pop net recur like for clicks card draw. Oh, Gagarin. What's happening out here? Genesis is 3 Obra, 3 Bacteria, so why not technically correct? It could lose me the game. I res Wanza every chance I get. It could have lost you the game, couldn't it? Yeah, it could have. No, it totally could have. Couldn't it? What? Well, okay. So what would have to happen? We'd have to steal a bacterial, and then you would see the next 7 cards. So yeah, I guess if there's a bacterial in there and you didn't trash, you're right. You never lose. You actually are right. Yeah, yeah. You never lose it. The worst we can get is up to 6 points. You'd have to like really goof it up.
Hmm.
Couldn't steal a back. Let's be rig RD. Yeah, I forgot that you could rig RD. You're totally right. I was pretty sure obviously you're on bacterial and the other one. Okay, so we just need to get our economy up. So we're gonna just hard mulligan for Netmerker and what's it called, Paragon.
Yeah,
This
that makes
seems really bad. Let me see if overclock for the remote.
sense. Yeah, that card's gonna be a lot of assets.
I really don't know how to fight with them. You just have a strong economy. You just trash what matters. It's just becomes economy. It's not really about breakers or anything. It's this sort of deck. There's like 2 or 3 different archetypes of this that did really well at Worlds last year. This just got unbanned for Worlds. It actually has been banned for a while. Oh shit, thanks you too. But a lot of people don't like playing against it, myself included, because it just becomes about economy. So it is what it is, and disruption to some extent, which we're not doing any of those that well. We're trying to win off centrals, which isn't a good plan against this. You just want to keep your money up so you don't get economic warfare hard hitting news. Why hard mull for something like a McCurse? You don't want to open yourself up to HHN until you have a more stable economy. Soulmate, we just are not going to have a stable economy. The only economy we have in the deck that's stable is like creative commission. Like we have to go for it. Like I don't think we have an option. 9 credits. I don't know if we run that. Looks like a Rashida. If they score on an agenda, I don't think we care. I guess we set up. Yeah, this is ugly, man. You'd want more burst econ? Yeah, I think
It's
you're right. We'd want more
not
burst
great.
econ. But like if we're going in, we're going in. Like I don't think we're
So
full
install
control.
Paragon, play commission.
Yeah, next turn we'll hopefully diesel for a dirty laundry.
Yeah.
This is not a standard open. This might not be like a competitive Gagarin list.
Yeah, this is interesting.
I don't even know if those lists are in hedge fund, the world's ones.
Hmm. Yeah, they just rely on like the bankers groups and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're really operational light. It's generally just kill package and or some
Hmm.
recursion sometimes, or the ones that are fast events were on like dedication ceremony. All right. All right. So they drew up, they didn't filter. If we want to access spin doctor, cost a credit, but if we pay that and trash it, they can't use the spin doctor. So I guess we're going in. Oh, unfortunately with Nebuchadnezzar, we actually need a breaker. I totally forgot about that.
That's true.
So let's
Uh,
go. We should
yeah, we
probably
got
not install the leech, I'll be honest. Use Paragon, Diesel at the bottom of the stack. Nah.
yeah, we'll still need it.
Okay, I don't know what we're doing. Oh, actually, this looks like the
What's
world's
your
list.
matrix?
This looks like the world's list.
Hmm.
We're in danger. Yeah, this is not good for us. Do we trash this?
Probably, yeah. Like that's going to be a lot of tags.
Border control? Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Are there any runner decks you hate to meet? I runner generally is like, oh no, that's not true. Yeah, there's definitely runner archetypes I like less than others. Apocalypse is one that really irks me, which is a very
Hmm.
powerful archetype. I think that's the one that's like the worst by a mile in the modern format for me. Like tag based decks, tagged runners, I think all play out pretty similar. They're frustrating, but no, I think runner has less things. Spin Doctor's on the table, don't trash it. Oh, I think you're right. Yeah, we should not. I always forget about that. Yeah,
Hmm.
we shouldn't trash that for sure. This card, people do play it. It's a APOC tech, right? Yeah, 419 was like the quintessential one I used to really not like. Is like the really, really strong 419 decks back in the day.
Right, right. Of
We
course.
don't have to deal with that as much anymore. I honestly don't like playing against modern criminal like Steve. I find that to be a bit frustrating. Shit.
Okay. Well, we've got some net recurs.
Yeah, they have an upgrade.
Hmm.
Nemeker doesn't really do anything until we actually have a breaker out, which is kind of an oversight. Like, can we afford 5
Uh,
credits?
yeah, that's awkward.
So we definitely dirty laundry something. It looks like it's gonna be archives.
Well, in that case, oh yeah, we don't have enough to
Yeah,
do.
it
But
doesn't do anything. Yeah. Well, this is 4 credits, a leech counter, and a filter. Like, it's still pretty good.
yeah.
Jailbreak to the bottom of the stack? Probably. Shit. Like, we have to bite the bullet and install the Nemeker. Like, this is probably a border control.
Hmm.
We go down to like it's just a matter of time before we get sea source, and this deck doesn't have misdirection for better or worse. So we get tagged, we get
Yeah.
tagged. Apocalypse card is
Uh,
wild. It's quite something.
it really is. It really is. It works with it. It's sort of meant to be
What?
working with other cards from the Apex mini faction
They just give us a
because, like,
bad pub,
hmm,
so that turns off their ability. That's kind of interesting.
no, I mean, I think yeah, Apocalypse. It resets the board, but it leaves you with installed cards that you can like trash for your own benefit, like with Aesop's Pawn Shop. Like it is just very powerful. And the thing is, like, people know how to play against it, but even then, it's sometimes hard to play against it, right? It's a very frustrating card to play against.
That was more expensive than I thought it would be. But with this credit, it counts as our being in our card pool or credit pool. So it's kind of pat tap something. I think we might just die here. When I go running
Okay.
deck, you need to install a lot of things to present threat. I know, I really do. This feels really quite bad.
Hmm.
You know, this deck needs peace in our time. Yeah, to some extent. But like then I feel like we're not playing control. This is gonna be some wild overseer matrix. I don't know how we're gonna die, but suddenly we're gonna die to this. I'm scared to face check. I don't know why. We bottomed an after image, which like I guess that was an option.
Draw. Eh.
This sucks. Cleaver, not bad. We can get through R&D, I think. But like, where's our economy? We got nothing. Oh, this is ass. This is something else. If you know you meet Ace's deck, you'll probably bring up ups to trash all of them. Yeah, it's very powerful against those sort of decks, but it's not the sort of like there's no sideboarding. So like if you're an apocalypse deck, you're generally an apocalypse deck. Actually, that's not true. A lot of not a lot, but there's some anarch decks that will just play an apocalypse in their deck and use it in a matchup that makes sense. Run server 4
Mhm.
instead of drawing. I guess to some extent, we open ourselves up to economic warfare, which I'm not excited about. But yeah, we can always run, which is akin to cards or credits. Oh, it's a
Oh,
Malapert.
Malapert Data Vault.
That's cool.
Okay.
Yo, our
So
deck
they're
is
gonna be searching for a
terrible.
card.
Maybe we're just respecting too much. They added another overseer matrix.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm face checking. I don't think we have the credits to install Turning Wheel.
No, no, not at all. Let's just try it.
After
Eh.
gross.
Yeah.
That stymies most of our aggression. So we can only, it's 2 credits?
Oh, no.
4
That's
credits to
the worst
break?
possible icebreaker to use against Afshar.
Jesus.
We're paying 2
You
to only break
sank an
1.
Oiler. Come on.
Mhm.
Did we lose our bad pub for the Afshar or no?
We did have it at the start of the run, so we must have
3
used it.
credit? Yeah, it looks like we did. Sounds like an Anarch thing, randomly bring Apox. They can get away with it better because they generally have redundancies and
Mhm.
they can play their breakers from the heap. So like they don't have to install things they don't need. It's actually much easier. This is probably border control, which is fine. We break it for free. We didn't use our Netmarker off the bounce off this because we're assuming we're going to run again.
Mhm.
IP block. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, we do have Atman, but not it can be a huge issue.
End the run. I guess we break both. Use this. Place a credit. Continue the movement. Why are you playing Oiler instead of Penrose? We're trying to do a stealth deck, Changeling. So far in all the games we've played, it hasn't actually mattered. But we thought we could be more aggressive in lane and just play quote unquote better breakers with less setup. But like our economy is just totally busted. At Turning Wheel, yes. Archer. I don't know what this deck is. We're never gonna get a read on this.
Hmm. This is a very icy Gagarin.
Is there
So
any?
strange.
There's no randomly made in Netrunner like in Hearthstone. No, but Netrunner, all these cards you can play in person, so there's no like digital only mechanics.
Yeah, it would be hard to like generate out of thin air.
Yeah. What did we just see in Archer?
We saw an Archer,
Yikes. Now
which is
we don't have
something.
after image, right?
Yeah, something to think about.
Yeah. Well, well, well. We find ourselves here again.
We tried to build a stealthless stealth deck, but we ended up building an econless stealth deck.
I'm thinking of throwing the towel in here.
Listen, Thanos. Yeah.
What did Smoke play for econ? Like, I think 3 pad tabs was actually not uncommon.
Hmm. Man, oh man. The sooner we get punitive, the sooner I get back to Metroid Dread. I'm almost done the game, actually. Like I know I'm at the location where I would face the final boss.
Okay, we're just yellowing it. We have to. Because they're going to just jam out an agenda and pull another agenda and we lose. We're like, they score this and then we're Audacity out to lose. Break. The barriers break both, I guess. Place a credit. We actually probably should be drawing cards. Whatever. Psych Mike. Yeah, sorry. Spin
Aw.
Doctor? No. This is terrible. Draw. Diesel's fine. I guess we'll Diesel last click.
Yes, Bukim. Love the game more and more.
There's no cast? No, there's one cast, you Sangren. We did 2 telework, 1 cast, which was wrong, but like we really had to show on the mod that we were in charge there. I was like thinking like our deck has no economy. We need to play 2 teleworks just if we get like locked out. But
Hmm.
yeah, this looked like a spin doctor. I'm surprised they're not just jamming. Like they could have pulled another agenda with Maliper. We actually probably could
Yeah,
run this. The issue is like we need to get our SMC down and then we can like overclock this remote. The thing about like with upgrades is really awkward. And I don't know if everyone realizes in Gagarin is like it's an additional credit to access the upgrade, but you don't have to access the upgrade, right? Like so you just
right.
access the card that you care about, and then hopefully also if they have
Uh,
traps, you don't access the trap.
yeah, I just want to be clear. Malware does not let you pull an agenda. It has to be a non-agenda.
Oh
That's
yeah.
that's why you
That's
reveal it
true.
to
That's true.
prove.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's why they didn't do the thing we thought they could do. So this could be an archer. So we have to respect that with SMC. Archer is going to be probably quite expensive. So this might be a turn to take off. I think we want to check archives. Yeah.
Maybe
Then we'll
put down
put that
telework
and
and
hit
grab
it.
that.
Yeah. We'll do that after. So add strength. I think we draw a card here. Oh, I have been
Yeah,
ugly.
3 is a good number on Netmerker for sure. So
No, I like
no,
jailbreak.
we want that. Yeah.
Oh, they pitched the archer. Looks like, and they looks
Oh no, no. As someone who plays Archer, they pitched one of the
they pitched
archers.
an archer.
Hmm.
Yeah. So we can definitely hit that. We could actually bounce off of Afshar to pay a credit to get a turning point token. Doesn't seem immensely sustainable. We can also technically run. We can use Nemercur, spend a Nemercur credit to draw a card. Like Nemercur, I think we're underutilizing how good it is. Peace mean peace in our
Yes, you
time.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Peace in Our Time is actually a very well liked card. Like it's great for helping set up the runner a little bit more than it helps set up the corp. Also, there are cards like Beth Kill Rain Kang, which we're using in our deck, that benefit from the corp having more money. So giving them money is not a huge downside anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Pad tap also works too, right?
Mm. Yeah, true.
Yeah. A smoke deck has 2 Gachapons. Yeah, Gachapon was a suggestion. We just spent all our influence on like the best breakers that we could find in like Paragon, so that we
Mhm.
didn't have slots for that. But yeah, Gachapon seems reasonable. We have a small deck size too. All right, now we have all our breakers. So the question is like, they don't seem to be on economic warfare plan. I think we have to run server 1 and access only this card.
Yeah, only the new one.
Okay.
Uh,
Here we go.
we have got Overclock.
We have bad publicity. We have 3 credits on here, 1 in here. Like it's not bad.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah,
just
we're
did
looking good.
not. They did not rush the game out. Like they had a while
Mhm.
here. But again, I don't know what this clown card remote is. It's an archer. That's fine. Like now they're further off winning. Buckalter. Now that shuffles our deck.
Mhm.
So the question is, how much does it cost to break? 9.
well, well 7 really, but
Yeah, but we also don't have to break all of it. Actually, with Buckalter, we're encouraged to break all of it. We
mhm.
could use the leech counters here. The question is whether we're going to hit a bigger than 3 strength barrier. I feel like that's unlikely, but it's hard to get a read here. So I think we are going to use the leeches. There's no break point. It's just leech equals credit.
Mhm.
Match strength to archer. Yeah, I guess we might as well break all of them. Stop it. Stop it.
You're not gonna use Deborah at all?
Nah. We
Okay.
should, honestly, right? Because I
Yeah,
keep
well, we
hoarding these
absolutely
because they're
should
stealth
because
credits. Yeah. Keep 1
you
leech
don't
because
need
of
to
IP
hold.
block.
Yeah.
We'll trace IP block if we need to. But yeah, you're right. Maybe we should. It's better than saving a credit here.
Mhm.
Smoke broke? Nah, Smendrix. We're doing well here. If we access a snare in server 1, oh my god. So they're Anoetic Void. Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's a problem.
I mean, they're bankrupting themselves. I mean,
The
if it's a
spin
3
doctor's annoying.
3 2.
Okay. Well, man, it's just such a bummer. Half-Shard is so hard to deal with. So we're gonna run archives. We want to get our Paragon trigger, and then we can run R&D here likely because they can't res another. Oh no, we should have drawn there. Hold on. Wait a second. We knew this.
Did we? I remember
Yeah.
seeing Jailbreak Log, but I can't remember if
No, we
we've
bought
drawn
in.
in
Hold
between.
on.
Because we might have drawn with Netmerker at some point.
No, we didn't. Oh, wait. We shuffled. Never mind.
Yeah, true. We shuffled.
Yeah. Because I would love to clicklessly draw it and play it, but we can't.
Hmm.
Oh, forced connection. Yeah. The clown card remote doesn't really work that well with Gagard because you can refuse
Well,
to access cards.
during a run, you can use a Netmerker credit to force draw a card, right?
Yes, but it's too late once we've seen the card with Paragon.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're just going to run R&D here. If we could clicklessly draw, it'd be sick. And I think we will.
Mhm. Yeah, this run we can do that before we
Yeah.
access if we want to.
Like, this is a good card. We're underutilizing it for sure. Never got experience myself, but from what I heard, Stimek is one of the most busted cards in history game. Yeah, 9 credits is really good.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Like it works especially well when you have a self-modifying code or a personal workshop back in the day. And I think like the original designers of the game overestimated how painful brain damage could be.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't that big a cost to take 1 brain damage.
People were so scared of playing, and like in retrospect, so scared of playing Spinal Modem. And like, admittedly, there was
Mhm.
more traces during the runs back in that day, but like, oh my god, 2 recurring credits seems good. Okay. I wish we had a conduit,
Yeah.
honestly. that feels like it'd be better than the turning wheel, but like we're at a pretty good spot here. We run R&D for free. It's 1 leech and 1 bad publicity. We're actually making money running R&D. The spin doctor's a bit annoying. Okay. No idea what this is, but they're only at 2 points. No idea what that is. I think we check server 5. I think it's another spin doctor though.
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
I'm worried it's gonna be a trap because I can't get any read on this deck. This is why you also don't play hostile, because they just turned off their ability.
Hmm.
Kind of like that. Pay 1 to access. What? No. Roughneck Repair Squad. Oh yeah, we trashed those. Oh, I forgot to boost. Whatever, we're gonna do it anyways. That's a mistake.
Yeah, you could have spent from Netrunner or
Yeah,
something.
that's a mistake. Whoops.
Again, you could have spent from Netrunner to get a free draw there.
Oh yeah, that's a free recurring credit. Whoops.
Yeah, Spinal Modem
Using
sucks.
Spinal Modem doesn't suck.
Eh,
Spinal Modem's good.
eh,
It's 2 free recurring credits a turn.
eh,
It's fine.
eh.
They have 4 credits now. They could actually archer us, but we have a lot of money.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not using Netrunner optimally, which is something you definitely need to do if you're piloting this deck. So strength, break, both. I'm glad we're using cleaver, mind you, not paperclip. Huge decision. I'm gonna draw a card. No, we're gonna draw. We know what it is. Yeah,
No,
whatever.
just draw a card. Just draw a card.
Yeah, because this doesn't seem to be like economic present. Brain damage is a weird dynamic where 1/2 is almost meaningless. It only matters if you hit critical mass. Yeah. And Geofront Weak Trash is for free. They've had the Spin Doctor for like a year. Oh, Regolith? Yeah, I guess so.
Sure.
We probably should just be using them.
Why are you not using Netrunner? Just at least go down to 1.
No.
And just like let it hover around 1 the whole time.
So what are they drawing off the top? We don't know. It's
We don't know.
unknown cards. Okay. So I guess we're going
Which
back.
is fine. Yeah.
Double Jailbreak feels good. Man, imagine we had Psych Mike. Some value.
Mm-hmm.
I like Hyperdriver
somewhere
Smoke
in those, like,
with the 4 strength and
bottom
Ghost
6
credit.
cards.
I think they're considering resing now, the Archer.
Hmm.
Which, like, we have Simul chips. I don't think we would care if there is an Archer, let alone I'm pretty sure we can break it with, like, just 4 extra credits here.
Yeah, but we have total credits enough to break Archer.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Some value, the highest rating extra is the Psych Mike. Yeah. Hedge fund up the top. SDS, yes, we'll take that.
Euler, like we'll find another one, right?
Well, the second one's in here.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but it's definitely the play.
Mm-hmm.
And then from here, I think we'll just telework. We're not worried at punitive. What was the top card? Do you remember?
Well, I think we drew it. Paragon only works once.
No. Their R&D. It was something into SDS.
Oh, it was hedge fund.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. I guess we could, like, in theory, this is safer against punitive, the telework, than like hitting the daily cast down. Is there any tech cards I can trash for us? Anoetic Void, only Apocalypse. There's Political Operative. You can do always have a backup plan. Sort of, yeah. They're down to 1 credit. Like, we can trash this Anoetic Void. Do we wreck their Anoetic Void server? What's the res cost on this nonsense?
It's quite expensive.
What did they pull back? NGO front to HQ? No, I think we just still slam R&D, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Admin 4? Admin 4 would be a problem because IP block hates on AIs. If anything, I think we'd admin 6 on Archer. Like, this is 1 credit for us. But the AI clause is the bigger deal with IP block. I would love a conduit here. Oh my god. Break barrier subroutine. Break. Use the credit. We're going to draw a card because our card draw is not that great right now. They have an NGO front in hand, which is clumsy on 1 credit. I think we need to draw a Simul chip, yeah.
Yeah, or turning wheel, right?
Admin. We have one.
Oh, we have one, yeah. Okay, well, let's...
Like, we're on game point. Yeah, we probably should see 2 here, you're right.
God, if only Psych Mike could see us using 2.
Man, this Leech Cleaver is so much better than the Paperclip. It's wild to say that. Uh, what's our next? We'll have 7 cards in hand, so we
So
can
but we're
gamble
not using
cast.
the
Yeah,
admin, we're dropping yeah,
we'll draw a
seems
card.
okay.
Oh, there's the silent chip we want. So we're gonna use another one off of R&D. Now we win off SDS. We'll trash that for free. High profile target. What?
Ooh. Wait, we've barely seen any tags, right?
Well, no, it's all this nonsense with
Oh,
what's it
yeah,
called? The overseer.
the Trojan horse or whatever, yeah. Mhm,
Okay, so that's on the top of the deck. They're out all the Rashidas. No, just 2 Rashidas. Again, they have a spin doctor. They could filter. There's only 18 cards left. There's probably an agenda in HQ, but so I think we're just gonna do sure gamble
yeah.
into casts and call it a day.
But yes, exactly, you can trash outside of a run,
Yeah.
or you can trash at instant speed middle of a run before Anuetic has a chance to fire.
Oh, there's
Am I right?
yeah,
Like they res Anuetic, you use political operative to trash it, it never
yeah,
fires.
exactly. Because
Mhm,
they have to res this and then wait for you to hit the window. It's really, really powerful.
mhm,
So they did us the awkward NGO straight to the hedge fund. So we know they have in hand the meat damage card. So we're just gonna
mhm.
keep running R&D. We've done all 3 of our. We have a conduit in the deck, right?
I think we
Yeah, we
took it out.
do.
I think we took it out
No,
for
no, we have
Renwoods.
a conduit. Oh,
Alright,
actually,
well,
that's a good question. Yeah, we have one.
okay.
Oh,
Still,
oh, good to
our
know.
next run, we're gonna access 2 cards, and that's definitely gonna be it.
Mouseless. Okay, well that fires.
No.
I'm hoping not to hit the silent chip,
Mhm.
but now the tag matters. Okay, that's fine. So we'll see 2 cards here. So this we need the Oiler for. We have access to it with SMC. Um,
Yeah,
break.
but you can one of the, like, higher level thinking like an intermediate or above player, like, that's when you start thinking about the order of operations in a run. Like, runs is successful, things are res, like, that the order of how that works is pretty important, especially with, like, the Paul op versus Anoetic and so on.
After hostile. Okay, still on game
No,
point.
still on game point.
So getting access to silent chip is okay because we can deal with the mouseless. We can always bounce off Afshar for 1 credit to get turning wheel counters, but I think we're closer to the conduit.
Mhm.
So if we run archives, we can basically gain a card draw and a leech token. I think we're fine. Oh, speak of leech tokens.
Well, that'll be nice to throw out for a sandwich chip.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point.
Mhm. Thank you.
Yeah, I always forget about
You know,
that.
it's not like I need compliments, but, like, it helps, it helps.
Would that been better as cast than commission, save gamble? Cast as commission, save gamble. I'm not sure what happened, but yeah, there's a chance that we should have commissioned instead of gamble. You generally want to do that. You're totally right because commission's much more clumsy. That being said,
Mhm.
commission's a good recovery card when you go to low credits. I just don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. But yeah, I hear you.
Mhm.
They just shuffled, so they drew whatever we saw off the top of the deck. I don't remember. Oh, Afshar, excuse me. So they're shuffling back a spin dock. So how do we deal with the mouseless? What is the numbers on Euler?
Uh,
It's 3 credits the first turn.
meh.
Second spin doctor comes down. We really need to deal with the Afshar. It's a real unfortunate mess that we can't deal with this easily.
Mhm.
Admin 1 is okay, but again, IP block. Install advance. They could win if they have seamless. Or audacity. Like we could lose here pretty easily.
Possibly. Do we
Yeah.
want to run that server? No, they do have Anoetic, but
No, they've Anoetic. Well, we could actually bankrupt them off Anoetic. The issue is like we have to deal with the Archer. So like the easiest way for us to Archer, now we're sitting like this, it's a real game, is admin 6.
mhm. But we have Overclock and Sure Gamble, like,
Yeah,
we can work
we have
it
an absurd amount of
out.
money. You're right. I think we do overclock it. Well, the issue is if they res an Afshar, we're host. But if they res an Afshar, I don't know if they can score out at least a 5-pointer. We have simulchip too. I think you're right. I think we just overclock server 1 and force them, right?
Yeah, go for it.
Like we'd have to be able to run this 3 times.
But if we just run it twice, they'll be so bankrupt,
If we res it
they
once,
can't.
they can't win. Oh no, if we res it once, they'd be on 3 credits. They could do advance,
Mhm.
seamless. Yeah, actually, I don't think we run this then.
You don't wanna run it twice?
I don't think we can afford to.
You think the answer is an R&D?
Well, this is 16 credits to run this twice. It's 7
Are you
first, 9 second.
mhm.
Oh, actually,
Well, we have
technically
we
less.
have the Overclock. And we have bad pub.
Sure, but like,
And it would force them down to nothing. for probably an NGO front. So
Yeah,
yeah,
right? Like,
I
it's
don't know.
still advanced is weird. I feel like we could
Do
just consider going R&D this turn and going a bit ham.
can you show us archives for a second? Just want to
Yeah, yeah,
see like
yeah.
how many NGO fronts are out.
1.
Just the one. Hmm.
Even net Netmarker smoke
Okay.
credits. No, I'm aware. Just how expensive is this? I guess we could always start by overclocking this.
Maybe yeah. Maybe just try it, and then their choice to anoetic or not, right?
I don't yeah, sometimes they don't anoetic because I think they're gonna have like I know they recovered one copy of their fractal threat matrix or whatever it's called, sorry, overseer matrix. So that there's definitely that stuff there. So if we trash this, we take 2 tags. There's also likely
Mhm.
a mana garment here. We've seen very little influence. That worries me more, the mana garm. Uh do we
But
ever
that would also bring them down to 0
hold the
credits.
phone? What about if we just SMC for simul chip,
Mhm.
trashing the book altar, and get down a conduit
And then run
4
as
times?
much as
And if
you
we lose to tags.
can. So we're just gonna take the hit from Moskless completely.
No, no. Oh, yeah, right. Because we'd have to pull it. Oh, yeah, we would. I think we'd take the 4 tags for credits.
Yeah. It is indeed stealthless smoke.
Dane, how's it going? Yeah, we're on stealthless right now. So we could overclock this. We could simul chip out the issues we have to trash book altar, which means our last simul chip is really important. And then we could pull out the oiler, and then we get through this for 3 a pop this turn. So it's a
Mhm,
4 credit run, which for us is 1, 2, 3. It's a 1 credit run. Um, but the issue is that we don't have multi access, right? So
mhm.
maybe the play is like bounce HQ twice, run R&D. That seems ugly too. There's a lot of ugliness here. Looking at the agendas, they're on 49 cards. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Assuming this is 3, 4, 14. So there's 6 points within 19 cards. That's not
Mm.
good. Like we're assuming there's 2 more SDS likely. So say that's an SDS 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So they're on 13, 14, 15 on hostile, and then like 2.5 more agendas.
Have we ever seen an Audacity in hand? Like, do we know
No, but
for sure
we've
that's
never
in
ran
hand?
their hand. We've only seen top of
Yeah,
deck, and
true.
we've seen ice assets and operations that do meat
Mhm.
damage.
If this is our last turn, then I think, like, run server 1 once to see what they do.
Okay.
Maybe it's in Geofront, and then if and then depending on what happens, we can, like, bounce HQ and try R&D.
Okay. Oof. Just the res ice here, I think it's favorable for us.
Absolutely.
If it's a managram, they would have resed it, right? When they res the anoetic for the first time. So if this is an anoetic, it has to be the second topmost card. Because I'm assuming maybe their economy was a bit busted. Now they can throw out 2 cards and 2 credits to end this run. Which again, we're just trying to
Mhm.
force their economy down. And then we can see if we can run this again. At that point, they'd be destitute. If it's an NGO front, it's a bit of a blowout. I do love these deep breakdowns that happens on turns. Yeah, it's important. They resonate overseer matrix, which means they're letting us in.
Hmm.
Either that or they misclicked. Because this doesn't do anything. Unless it's an NGO front, which it is. Like we just touch it for 1 and don't trash it. Oh, it is a managram. Okay. Well, now they can't
Well,
score out. Like
yeah,
we're
yeah,
fine with
exactly.
this.
Now they're down to 2, and that seems
Like this is
okay.
okay. We end the run.
Mhm.
Whoa, what happened? Okay. Here we end the run.
Yes.
Or do we spend 2 clicks to force their hand where they have to? Because like if they res the
Ooh,
overseer,
I'd
this
like
looks like an
that.
NGO front, right?
Mhm.
Unless this is a super cool bluff. Double seems to win here, yeah, but I think that's super unlikely. Like they're already
Mhm.
spending here, like on the table, 3, 9, 10, 11. I would be surprised. We've
Mhm.
seen a lot of R&D too. I'm ending the run here, right?
Yeah, that seems fine.
Actually, hold on.
And then
We spend 2 clicks. We have 1 click left, and then they're forced to anoetic. Yeah. Thinking about Managarm. Okay, so we spend 2 clicks. We're down to 114 again. If this is an agenda, we win. But why would they res the overseer? Like maybe it's a goof.
mhm. I mean, it's making us think.
What are we doing with our clicks otherwise?
We're gonna bounce and then run R&D for 2.
But then we take a tag. So I don't think we do that.
Okay.
Just force
Well,
anoetic. Yeah. Yeah, it's not a great turn. Let's force anoetic. We're not going to trash any of this stuff, which is unfortunate. So we're really hoping it's agenda here. But forcing anoetic here makes them have no play next turn besides this NGO. We'll access the NGO. We can always trash the NGO and then clear a tag. Like the NGO is 2 to trash. And we just have to clear
true.
1 tag. And then they have no money.
Yeah, that feels good.
Yeah, I'm okay with this. Clearing anoetic is hard because then we actually have 2 tags. Maybe if they're totally destitute, it's fine. Because everything we trash here. Oh, actually, they have pay credits. Never mind. If they use Overseer doesn't do anything to
Oh
use
my
anoetic.
god.
Wait, you have to pay
Yeah.
money for this?
Hmm. Hmm.
Run HQ is a bit hard, power guys, because we have to like trash one of our programs. Maybe we could trash the Leech. Now they're thinking. I didn't realize Overseer costs credits. Oh damn.
Yeah.
This NGO they'd pop it. They can't now. They missed the window. If it's NGO, they had to pop it before. Potentially, actually, that's a big. Oh, that's wrong. What?
No, okay, so they did just
Yeah,
use Anoetic. I don't know
yeah.
why it
We
triggered
got
Mana.
Managarm twice. Okay, so they're destitute.
Mhm.
Um, yeah.
Well, this is good.
This is okay. So we run archives here, or do we actually run HQ?
I mean, I think if we want to easily get into R&D soon, we're gonna want to put down the Leech just to make it easy to like keep a Leech and also bring back an Oiler.
Yeah, that's the issue. So like
Uh,
if we use the simul chip now for the oiler,
mhm.
we lose a lot of value on the mouseless. So like running HQ here seems okay. I think we just run archives
Yeah,
because we get the Paragon, we get Netmarker.
sure.
Oh, we've
Get a
actually
value.
we've actually Paragoned already. We can get a card draw. We need to find a conduit. Bounce HQ. Bounce HQ is not the worst. I'm going to boost a breaker. Excuse me.
Draw cards.
We need the conduit. Oh no. Paragon. Use Paragon. Turning wheel. Yes. They threw out a border control and after. Man, we're not even considering border control. So this sort of like a lot of remote stuff. Like, I don't know. A lot of times people see this with Gagarin. With traps, it's a bit more awkward. It's true that we have to spend a credit to access all these cards, but like you can refuse to, which is I think sometimes people miss with Gagarin, right? Because
Mhm.
anytime a card has an additional cost for you to do something, you can refuse to pay it. So it's not like if we got made a successful run, we have to be forced to pay one, pay one, pay one, pay one, pay one.
A new server. The heck is that? Are we
Jackson.
finally seeing the
It's another spin
bankers?
doctor. It's a third
Yeah,
spin doctor.
but we don't care.
Spin doctor shovel NGO hedge. Okay. Second spin doctor. So I think their hand is mostly agendas. Man, these Oilers are really unfortunate. We lost both of them. One of them we threw out, one of them we trashed, so we need the second salmon chip. This is near the best because I can serve it. Is it near the best because I can
Just
serve it?
shuffle it
Yeah.
all back in there.
Pats have gained 1. It was an NGO front. Card
Mhm.
installed. No advance. So now we're not scared of losing.
Yeah.
This turn at least. Install the Leech and run HQ so you can salmon chip for the Oiler. Yeah, I think we do that this turn. So we install the Leech, we salmon chip for Oiler, then we run HQ, and then we run R&D.
Mhm.
Conduit be damned.
Conduit be damned indeed. The sacrificial leech.
Because now we get through this well, because this breaks for
Mhm.
0, but we lose 2 credits. We do have a bad publicity. I guess, do we boost with smoke here? How does this work out? Do we boost with smoke?
Uh,
Yeah, we might as well.
yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. Can just convert it. Even though we were planning on running more elsewhere
Yeah, we
anyway.
can just convert it. Do we want the card draw or we want the credit? I think we want the card draw.
Usually the card
God,
draw.
that's good. This is so good. Nemeker is such a good card. Conduit? No.
Yeah. Too little, too late. Conduit. Get out of here.
No, we use those. And Geofront will trash that.
Mhm.
Okay, so if we run
Hmm.
HQ again, we can draw the conduit, get a turning wheel counter, and then we can swing RD. So we'll run HQ, run RD at a minimum. I don't think we need to draw the conduit this turn. And that's a cool thing is like I'm used to keeping stealth credits on this, but we really don't need to.
That's right.
Oh, hold on. Shit. You're not meant to do that. So I'm just gonna decrement a credit because we have to boost a thing. So I fucked it up. We can't just take a
Yeah.
card off of that. Wait, no, that's correct.
No, no, you can. You can spend from net and recur to draw a card.
Okay. Border control.
Okay.
We shouldn't have drawn though because we have to discard. I guess it's fine. We don't need the admin. What do they use the leech counters?
Yeah, might as well.
So what do we want to get it to? Oh, I guess we'll use 2 leech counters.
Don't you want to? Yeah, there we go. No, no, you want to get it to.
Oh yeah, one more. Yeah, you're right.
Mm.
Fully break. With pad tap, we could let it fire, but their economy isn't great.
Hmm.
Continue counter ice. Maybe the leech counters are more valuable than the credits there because we have economy, but leech counter. It's similar. I guess it's only matters for cleaver. Choose a card, preventing. Yeah. Place a credit. Continue. Remember to use this. Tranquility.
Tranquility. What?
Interesting.
Okay.
Above the law. That's an
Well, there we go.
agenda. Good
Oh
game.
my goodness. Good game.
Thanks for the game. Man,
I'll see you. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, Buchan. Thanks for all the questions, eh?
Mhm.
We were worried that this would be more asset based, and I think we're poorly teched out for that. But the fact that we had to like actually run through ice and like
Yeah,
break
for
ice
sure.
efficiently and then have run based economy work, that was good. Admin in 4 is
Mhm.
neat though. Yeah, Admin in 4 Dane is fine. The issue is this IP block, right? Because it punishes AIs, so it's not that easy. Bummer. I forgot you couldn't pull them with Maliper. Oh, it's not typing. Okay, that's good. Okay. Oh, there you go. All right. Do you want the best thing you can do to Sunny? To Smoke, sorry, is don't play Stealth Breakers. Okay, so let's talk about it. If we
Mhm.
played Stealth Breakers, what would have changed? We'd have to probably play a bit more stealth support cards. We would play After Image, which would have been a lot better against the Archer, like a lot
Absolutely.
better against the Archer.
Mhm.
The Oiler actually would have been better because there's a 5 strength here and a 1 strength, so the Penrose would have been better. Yeah, bypass Archer would have been incredible. So it actually would have been better. The question is how taxed out or stealth credits would have been. So mixed. But like, oh my god, using just Nebuchadnezzar to free draw or to get a free credit every run, like it adds up. It's nice.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really nice. Oh, damn. Okay. Pat, what did we learn? What friends did we make along the way? Seabass, good game. I did not
Well,
expect that Gagarin deck out of there.
I think we all learned a valuable lesson about stealth and its necessity. Hmm.
Sounds like
It was still a good game.
yeah, no, that was all right. I think Cleaver Leech is still good, even the more traditional decks. Yeah, Cleaver Leech seems it's like better than I'm recognizing, and it's largely it comes down to what barriers. Like if you're running into a lot of like Hoggins immediately and a lot of like Braun 1.0s, you might want to reconsider it. Also, like Paperclip, the
Mhm.
fact that you don't have to commit to installing it, like that does save you money. But if you're playing Leech, yeah, why not? Leech counter
Yeah.
is always valuable to replace stealth pumps for those strength dice. Yeah, that's a really big deal too. Like we could just play After Image and not worry about like basically like the deck list of the week is where we started. So that deck doesn't need a lot of stealth to play After Image at least. The decoder is the hard part. Like Euler's only good on like really bespoke turns, as opposed to like Penrose, which is just fine, fine to good.
Yeah, which is the one that lets you break barriers as
Penrose,
well on. Oh, that is Penrose, right?
yeah, no, yeah, it's Penrose, which comes in as a barrier breaker too, which is actually quite interesting. But 1 for 3
Mhm.
strength, like that's good, and you don't need for breaking. So like we still get through our decoder, our code gate
Yep.
cheaply. Oh man, it's so late. The lights turned off. That happens around here. It's been a while since we hit that time.
Oh yeah.
On that note, Pat, I'll see you. Firstly, I'll see you personally tomorrow, but I'll see you on Sunday when we're streaming. Going to play some World Breakers. 11 o'clock. We'll
Absolutely.
be here.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too. Um,
Cool.
Thanks to everyone who's been watching. We've
Mhm.
run a bit long on this one, but it's good to do that. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
We'll be back in just a couple days on Sunday. Otherwise, we'll be streaming Thursdays, regular time, regular place. Pat, thanks again, man.
Hey, of course. Good night, everybody.
Huge shout out to everyone watching in chat, everyone watching VOD. Take care of yourselves. Good games to everyone we played against, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.